Before I start the commentary proper, I'd like to thank Michael Schomer for sharing.
Michael, you're a scaredy cat! Got
Now, there is a point I'll mention about him dragging his family later, as well as me being a supposed scaredy cat. But right now, I have to ask, what did you hope to prove by including your younger siblings in this video? Seriously, man, if you took them out of the video, very little would have changed.
Damn. Shit.
Thunder Pursuit, which I thought was a good commentary. A few days after I saw his one-shot, he showed me Thunder's response to him, which Thunder called a one-shot commentary, but as will be illustrated as I go on, it's more than one shot. But
I'm having a flashback right now. I might watch Gale Force video later, because it's probably just what a one-shot is. I don't even give a fuck what a one-shot is anymore. Point is, my points were valid, so what it's called, my video was a one-shot. But according to their broken logic, it's not a one-shot, though it still is. But I don't...
Okay, 3 things. The first is, nice job cutting off your own video. Truly, you are the master of editing. Second, if you don't want to waste the audience time, then why did you make that second response, let alone this video to begin with? Especially since your editing text goes on for like 30 seconds out of a near 2-minute video. Third, while most of the text he shows here I'll cover later, I do want to mention these 2 points right now. First off, as MTR said, I did give some background info on the original video in question, but to a certain extent, and truth be told, I was unaware of the supposed Skype call interview thing that Gohan had between you and Tyler over Gar versus Toph. When I made that one shot, which I'll get more into later, I was more looking at you doing commentaries, since I do remember back when you were known as Roaring Thunder Project, you told Blaze you were interested in doing commentaries, and apparently from what she told me back then, you seem to completely miss the point of commentaries. Lastly, the very last text he has here is a continuous issue throughout the second video. Way to present yourself as a misogynistic pig. Seriously, if this and your comment on how Blaze sounded like she smells of mayonnaise doesn't prove how sexist you are, then I don't know what will. So now that you got a small taste on who and what we are dealing with, let's look at his second response to Gale Force. This is the real meat of this commentary.
Quick, make me forget that shit! Right, never happened.
Okay, so a little late on this response.
A little late? You made a response to her less than a week before you made this video. What, did you all of a sudden get amnesia and forgot about that video? Or are you trying to have your audience pretend it never happened as a form of damage control? Because if that's the case, it's back up. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. Because you made it public in the first place. And now that's back, you are paying the price for it.
Gale Force's video has been posted up 2 weeks now. Right? So, in this video, before I get started, just want to say I've been getting a couple of comments, people saying I miss your death battles and da-da-da-da-da. And you know what? I've been missing them too. So, I'm going to just watch this video, I'm going to debunk the shit out of this video, and then I'll get back to my death battles.
Except your latest videos haven't been your death battles. All you post right now is a music video where you use John Cena's theme, a hallway discussion, a video involving comics where you suffer the curse of the missing shirt and try to prove you are not a DBZ tard, an intro, and some bizarre video where you talk about the US government.
And if there's any other YouTuber out there who's made a video about me or whatever the hell, then you know what? I'll get to you some other time.
Good lord, that is reminding me of the Orion broadcast all over again. A lot of these people, including the ones you have responded to, have brought up valid points against you. And considering how much hot water you are in right now, it looks like you failed to debunk them, including me. Oh, and if you think he actually downloaded the video and shows what he is commentating on, sad to say you are sorely mistaken. Like his first response to Gale, his response to MidnightAnubis, and his response to Blazing Rants, he decided to play the video on his iPad. I know if he responds to this video, he'll mention how the apps lag like no other when he tries to download them, and trust me, we'll get to that point later.
Hey guys, Gale Force here with... Wait, I forgot something. Aha, there we go. Hello, fans, friends, and fellow gusts of wind. It's Gale Force here with another commentary. To celebrate the change of pace from Pokemon-related videos, I've introduced a new avatar. Don't worry, I'm not retiring my other two avatars. I just wanted to add more options to my avatar pool, so to speak. Before I start the commentary proper, I'd like to thank Michael Schomer for sharing this video with me.
You's a pussy-ass nigga who runs to other people to help fight your battles for your damn self.
First off, if I'm a pussy like what you claim, then what does that make you? Since you dragged your younger siblings to a situation that doesn't concern them. And before you argue, well, it doesn't concern Gale Force or any other commentator, the difference between Gale Force or any other commentator and your siblings is that Gale's old enough to understand the situation and make her own decisions on where she stands. Your brother and sister, on the other hand, are too young to understand and probably just blindly followed what Big Brother says, which is very evident in your first response to Gale. Furthermore, and I know I won't be the only person to say this, I never requested Gale Force to commentate on that video, or run to other people to fight my battles like you and at least one fan of yours claim. I sent it to her to see her reaction to it. That's it. She made the commentary on her own accord, and to be honest, when she did tell me she was commentating on it, I was actually surprised, since I have a tendency to be needlessly hard on myself and think that I'm nobody special or important that is remotely worth defending, regardless from who it is. Oh, and I showed your response to me to Blaze, and, well...
You gonna make biscuits?
What? No.
You gonna make biscuits?
No.
You gonna make biscuits?
Hey, who the hell are you talking to?
No sins, take off the skin and dance around in your bones.
I was told from the doctors that if she takes her medication and takes the nighttime injection to the buttocks, she'll be cleared within 6 months.
Quick, make me forget that shit. Right, never happened.
Oh yeah, look at my nigga Broly. What's the problem?
A 26-second long intro that consists solely of a clip from DBZ abridged with a don't...
Is this bitch really complaining about the fucking intro?
I'll mention your intro later, but what I'll point out now, and I'm aware MTR said it too, she was complaining about the length of your intro and how it wasn't very engaging. Plus, she was giving a suggestion to include some background info, like who you're commentating on, what video you are tackling, etc. So really, what exactly is wrong with that? Oh, and I find it funny that in the comments of this response, you said this, and yet I want to say it was like 3 days before you made your second response, she already corrected herself.
Tyler's video. So you should have known that I was debunking his first claim in 3 consecutive parts.
6 minutes to debunk his first claim in 3 consecutive parts. That averages out to 2 minutes per part. You bet...
Is this bitch really complaining about the time? Can we get to the debate, please?
First off, I find it funny how in the comments of your first response to Gale where you wished death on me, you mentioned how Gale, Blaze, and Kayden were cool people, and I'm the only bitch you know. Yet, you called all 3 of them bitches in your response videos or commentaries to them. In fact, you called Gale Force a bitch the most out of the 3, so good job flip-flopping there, Manny. Second, she was talking about how you drag on your text for so long. In your response to me, you said if you did record yourself, you would have ran through all 3 parts in your first point on the commentary on Tyler in under 2 minutes. Yet you dragged on the text for roughly 6 minutes. That is why I said it was insanity. You could have shortened the video considerably by just recording yourself or using a microphone, but instead dragged the text to where you about tripled the runtime of that point. When you're doing a YouTube video, you need to make it as long as it needs to be, not longer than it should be. And that is a prime example of making a video longer than it should be, as with both of your commentary to Tyler and me, your videos had so much fat, it makes a walrus look anorexic by comparison.
There's a reason many commentators do not make text-only commentaries anymore. If the audience wanted to read text, they'd probably just read the comment section. And hell,
Bro, like, I have a friend called Gogeta Super Saiyan God. Literally next to all his videos are just text. And guess what? He has more subscribers than you. He has more likes than you. He gets more views than you. So, like, this isn't even an argument at this point.
Okay, does it really excuse you from doing a text commentary when you obviously have the resources to record yourself or record the audio? No, it doesn't, since she was talking about you, not Gogeta. Second, I checked Gogeta's channel, and ignoring that the channel name makes me suspect he's a DBZ fanboy, especially since, like the co-op video with you and Gohan, he blatantly edited Goku vs. Superman 2 to make Goku win the fight. Like, say what you will about me editing the ending of the Rawr vs. Toph death battle, but unlike you, Manny, I at least took my time to try and make the editing smooth. Third, did you ever stop to think he uploads more frequently than Gale Force? If we go by the past month, Gogeta has uploaded 5 videos. Since I am stopping at the DBZ special History of Trunks Power Levels video, Gale Force, on the other hand, has uploaded just 2 videos in the past month. The first, I assume, is a meme video, and the other is the commentary on you. On top of that, I didn't see a video from Gogeta that was a commentary, which is what Gale Force said specifically. With the exception of maybe Clay Claymore, how many text commentators are there now? The answer is not a lot. In addition to everything I have said, likes, views, and subscribers do not automatically earn you or anyone else a free pass from criticism.
Quick, make me forget that shit! Right, never happens.
Oh, and another thing, you can't say this commentary of yours is a one-shot when this is the second point you're trying to refute. Just saying.
This is the point where you must facepalm yourself to the point where Mars explodes. She said my video was not a one-shot because I'm on my second point. According to Kayden, he states that a one-shot is where you only have 1 point to interject. Blaze also agreed with Kayden and Michael, and now Gale is trying to do the same thing. Here's the problem. According to your broken logic, Michael's video on me was not a one-shot, for in the beginning of his video, he even outright states that I have a lot to say. And not only that, he literally called out every single point by number and interjected each and every single one. If you don't believe me, here's proof.
Okay, I have 4 things I'd like to say on not just this point, but the... Okay, I have 4 things I'd like to say on not just... Okay, I have 4 things I'd like to say on not just this point, but the entire video as a whole, as I have a lot to say. First off, I won't deny Tyler's first commentary on TeenGohanFighter didn't have flaws. On the contrary, he has quite a bit to improve on should he continue to make commentaries. Having said that, if you are going to do commentaries on your channel, for the love of God, Manny, shorten your interjections. The first interjection took nearly 6 minutes before we get to the next point on Tyler's commentary. That is just insanity. Second, you show supposed interviews of Akira Tori.
You can't say this commentary of yours is a one-shot when this is the second point you're trying to refute. Just saying.
You want to know the funny thing? The first 2 points on my one-shot that you showed were on the clip I showed in my one-shot. The last 2 points are on the video as a whole. Second, while her wording was off in that part, later on in the video, she further explains how your video was not a one-shot, which, guess what? You conveniently left out in your response. Almost like you're trying to pull a straw man to make your argument seem weaker. So since telling you is not getting through to you, how about a visual demonstration? Here's how many times I showed a segment of your video in my video. As you can see, I only showed just 1 segment of your commentary on Tyler and had points within that 1 segment while mentioning other issues I had with your video as a whole. So on a technicality, it is a one-shot commentary. Now let's look at your response to me, and we are excluding the bits where you showed text to try and quote what I have said. Okay, I have 4 things I'd like to say on not just this point, but the entire video as a whole, as I have a lot to say. Second, you show supposed interviews of Akira Toriyama to strengthen your points, which is all well and good. Third, I find it a bit funny that throughout this response commentary, you kept calling Tyler a DBZ tard. 4, I don't know how many times I have to say this to you since comments don't appear to work. Oh, and one last thing. You're redoing Kirby vs. Majin Buu again? 5 segments of my video. In fact, as Gale Force said, you showed my entire one-shot on you. Therefore, it is a commentary, not a one-shot commentary. You claim to be Blaze's #1 fan, and yet you didn't take any notes on how to do commentaries from watching her videos, let alone do that so-called research on how commentators do one-shots.
Quick, make me forget that shit. Right, never happened.
Response commentary, you kept calling Tyler a DBZ tard. One could turn that against you because in all of your death battles that involve DBZ characters, they always win.
DBZ characters have won. So far, I'm planning to do more battles that intrigue my viewers. However, the DBZ characters that have won their fights was proven to most likely be the victor, for I had discussed these topics with many fans on both sides.
Bitch, you read that so fucking wrong. DBZ characters have won. ... So far, comma. When there's a comma, that means you have to fucking pause. You just skip through it as if DBZ characters have won so far. Like I was just saying that just because. No, the comma indicates that there's a pause. Therefore, I am telling you that DBZ characters have won so far. Pause. Then continue reading. This would mean that DBZ characters will eventually lose, even though I have to say it in a fucked up way like that. Yeah, they will eventually lose. A lot. Like, for real. Like, a lot. So, yeah, you just read that shit so fucking wrong. Just gonna move on. And I'm assuming you're Caucasian? Yeah.
I know I keep saying this, but once again, I find it funny that you claim Gale Force was supposedly whining and complaining on stuff like your intro and how long you drag text on for, and yet, here you are nitpicking at her video and how she reads the text. Second, I have a hard time believing that DBZ characters will lose in your Death Battle series, considering your Skype name, which in the comments of this video, you did make public, even to me before I assumed you deleted them, and other stuff like the fact that some of the pics you show, like in your response to me, are very DBZ-esque, makes me think you are biased towards the DBZ characters in versus matchups. In fact, I have a gut feeling you would have Goku beat someone omnipotent like Madoka Kaname, or even something like Cthulhu just to prove how mighty he is. Not to mention, I watched the original video that Tyler commentated on, and you seriously lowballed Superman's feats, and before you say you're going by the new 52 Superman, that is not in the title of TeenGohanFighter's video. If you look at the title, it suggests Superman as a whole throughout his near 80-year history. Now you may be asking, why am I mentioning Gohan's video? Well, we'll get to that later when I talk about his description box close to the end of the video. Oh, and I'll also get to him suspecting Gale of being Caucasian later as well.
You'll have to excuse me if I doubt your claims of having discussed this with fans on both sides. Care to show us screen caps of these discussions?
Oh no, let's give you a more fitting avatar. Let's see here. No, that's an avatar for TeenGohanFighter. No, that's also an avatar for TeenGohanFighter. No, because that would be an insult to that character. Perfect.
Okay. I joined Facebook and Skype groups to debate. Ta-da!
You know, the Versus series whose 3D animation is so awkward, stiff, and sometimes glitchy to the point where I wonder if it's either bad on purpose or if those guys are just that incompetent. Or both. Oh, and before anyone accuses me of being a Screw Attack fanboy, I won't say Torian's fight animation is perfect by any stretch of the imagination, especially since it sometimes feels off to me, but unlike Cartoon Fight Club, at least with him, I can tell he puts effort in when he does animate a fight scene for Death Battle.
Ta-da! I can't show messages for 2 reasons. Reason 1 is that personal privacy. I'll need permissions from the debaters themselves. Reason 2, the damn comments got lost in the trend as people never get the hell offline. Not like you care or anything, right? Are you happy with your order, ma'am?
Here's a question. If you're debating with other people in groups, then why didn't you review that information in your response to me? Just like when you show an interview with Akira Toriyama to Tyler, the fact you didn't cite anything until after someone calls you out on it makes me believe you just want people to blindly take your word for it. Plus, with the last screen cap, you can easily show comments and color out the last name and profile picture of the people involved. How is that not an option for you? I would like to know.
Freed, how do you miss so many typos?
Typo errors? Nah. I knew exactly what I was typing. Have you ever heard of slang? Now have you ever heard of English slang? Have you ever heard that English slang is actually an entire language? Now, if you don't believe me that English slang is a language, I'll link some links in the description below to prove that it is a type of language. Bro, there is a video by Bugatti Bees explaining 20 ghetto translations. Go learn your shit. Now somebody may make the argument, well, not everybody texts in English slang. Not everybody reads in English slang. Not everybody speaks in English slang. You're right, but not everybody speaks in American English, reads in American English, type in American English. So just because there's a group of people who do not understand the slang language, it does not mean that I had typo errors within my video. Complaining about typo errors in the language of slang would be the equivalent of me complaining about typo errors in the language of Spanish.
First off, that was an apples to oranges comparison to make, since English and Spanish are a universal language, while slang isn't. Second of all, typos and poor grammar are legitimate problems with any video, and does show you did not double check your video before you made it public. Just look at your first response to Gale Force where you used the wrong to. And no, that is not slang, that is obviously a typo. Since you mentioned you suspect she might be white earlier in the video, I will say this, it doesn't matter what race Gale is. She did have a legitimate criticism because you made it viewable for nearly anyone across the planet. Therefore, if you make a mistake like a typo, people have every right to call you out on it. And saying it's slang doesn't automatically excuse it.
What if someone comes across one of those videos and checks it out without having seen any of the others beforehand?
In the first video DBZ Target's debunked, in the opening text I outright stated that I'm debunking a YouTuber named Tyler U8 Gaming, who just recently changed his name to GameTix Codes. In Michael's video, he starts talking about DBZ related topics, so I start refuting him. When it comes to Kayden, in that video, I said, what am I looking at? I don't know, Manny, what are you looking at? And then a comment pops up. That right there indicates that, oh shit, Manny's gonna read a fucking comment. And in Blaze's video, I was a part of Anonymous and told you what I was gonna do to a certain particular online user. And in this video, you already saw the introduction. How the hell can you be alienated by that? If you don't have this thing called paying attention to what the fuck's in your face, alienating who? I don't understand what you're talking about. Shut up.
Folks, bear with me, this will take a while, but let's look at all the intros he just mentioned, shall we? With the commentary on Tyler, let's read that text. I would like to thank Fate Zero for giving me a good piece of music to use. Hello everyone, it's your host with the most, Manny. In this video, I'll be reviewing 3 misconceptions in Dragon Ball. Why? DBZ tards annoy me and I'm going to put them in their place. A YouTuber named Tyler U8 Gaming will be in the DBZ tards corner, while I will be on the logical corner reviewing the DBZ tards logic. The correlation between Akira Toriyama's ranking system and the Super Saiyan multipliers, the Kachin Cube, and the Dragon Ball universe. See, the point I was making when I showed the text in my one-shot was it was pretentious that you put Tyler in the DBZ tards corner as if he is in the wrong, and you are in the logical corner reviewing the DBZ tards logic as you being in the right. Heck, if you saw Tyler's first commentary when it was up, he didn't even remotely come off as being a DBZ fanboy. So all I could get from that intro was you did that to try and inflate your oversized ego. Now let's look at your intro to your one-shot on me. Besides showing a parody of Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan with a "Don't Mess with a Savage" text, and ending it with a wrecked clip, you gave nothing. No background on who you're covering, nothing on the video you're tackling, nothing on what happened, you know, the important stuff. That sort of thing can really help bring the audience up to speed on the situation. With your intro to your video directed at a single comment Kayden left in your response to me, all you did really was throw a bunch of reaction clips which consisted of you mugging the camera, and to be more came off as awkward than funny. Lastly, with your intro to your response to Blaze, not only did it make me think of this joke, "We are the nation of domination," but also, like with this response to Gale Force, it more felt like you trying to be a villain of the week on Arrow. So to summarize this long point, your intros barely gave the audience any information, and that was her point on alienating new viewers. Oh, this is just great. Now Blaze is pummeling the doctors and security and is making a break for it because you used Stitch in the thumbnail of that response to her. I hope you're happy because now we are all going to die. Oh god!
10 months now? I'm sorry, but you have no excuse for recording videos off of your camera anymore. And it comes off as being incredibly lazy.
My PC got fried and I tried downloading good quality vids through iPad apps, but I've gotten no luck.
First off, even with your PC getting fried, you got it working again, or you got a different PC that's obviously working.
What are you talking about? Right now, as you're watching me watching you, I'm using an iPad. So yeah, I don't have anything to download high quality videos on this iPad. There are iPad apps, but they don't fucking work. They lag out the ass.
First off, when your Roaring Thunder project, I saw some of your death battles like Gar vs. Toph, and even your original Kirby vs. Majin Buu. You had a million different tabs, which I could assume you had a laptop or PC when you made that, and you never downloaded the videos you were showing. Not to mention, you did those videos in one long, continuous take, so one can make the argument that if that doesn't excuse you from not downloading the videos back then, why should you be excused now? Second, even if you got a new PC, considering you made comments like this in your reaction to a trailer of Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice.
Bro, you know there's apps that can help you download so you can put the screaming, I don't give a fuck, nigga.
It does make me think that you would still not try to improve on a single thing, since apparently you and your fans don't care about video quality. Third, from what I can see, this bit of information wasn't revealed until after the fact. After I made my one-shot on you. So how was she or anyone supposed to know you were using an iPad, since again, from what I could see, you didn't make that public until after the fact. Next time, you need to explain things, otherwise we are not going to get it. Fourth, I want to thank Evil Brosive for sharing this with me, but there are a number of apps that you can use to download videos, which I'll put the link to that in the description, and I know you stated when you tried to use video downloading apps, it lagged. Here's a simple question. Why didn't you try to make space by getting rid of apps, pictures, or videos you don't need or don't use? You could call it improvising all you want, but at the end of the day, you aren't really proving your case well at all.
Quick, make me forget that shit! Right, never happened.
And if the viewing audience had not noticed by now, none of my points made against Tyler's video were debunked nor refuted in any way.
Yes, your points were refuted. You didn't seem to back up your points at all.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god.
And the point of a one-shot is to show only one argument and segment and refute that one argument and segment.
Yet that nigga brought up multiple arguments with multiple segments. This bitch What I learned in this video was she fails to understand what a one-shot is.
Since I gave you the visual demonstration earlier, tell me, Manny, how many segments of your video did I show? Furthermore, she supposedly doesn't know what a one-shot in the commentary community is because you cut out that part of her video where she does explain. I have to ask, is connotation just alien to you? Going by that logic, if I said there is nothing on TV, then I mean there is an empty space. The point I am getting at is there are many one-shot commentaries where someone brings up more than one point. So most commentators I see don't have an issue with you bringing up more than one point, unless if you're Sloth Boy, but I digress. The issue with your video was not that you brought up more than one point, but more that you showed several segments of my video, that being my entire one-shot, and try to pass it off as a one-shot.
Quick, make me forget that shit! Right, never happened.
And she claims I didn't back up my evidence when I screen capped and set links in the description below. And she even outright reads my statements that I did set links in the description below, and asked Michael if he was satisfied for backing up my proof, but then I did not back up my proof, yet I backed up my proof. So you said, yes, we're happy now, because now we don't have to complain about links. Oh, you didn't back up your claims, but I set links and I screen capped. What more proof do you need?
Just because you backed yourself up with one thing does not mean you're excused from everything else in the video where you need to show evidence. In your original commentary on Tyler, since you didn't cite your sources, it again makes me believe that you just want your audience to blindly take your word for it, and when someone does question you or calls you out, then you cite it after responding to them, especially in video form. Which begs the question, why don't you cite your sources to begin with? Heck, speaking of your death battles, since you mentioned it at the beginning of this video, it's painfully obvious the clip used to talk about the characters were from another video. And oh look, you don't provide links to who it's from, as well as show people to the original video, which in your comics video, didn't you say you know what you're talking about? So here's another question. If that's the case, then why do you resort to using what other people say to talk about these characters and not discuss the characters yourself? You know, like what Ben and Chad do in their series. Furthermore, to add to my previous point, you complained to Blaze how you weren't taking an outro Kayden used for his commentary on Proto Mario as your own, and yet the fact that you don't link the videos you use for your death battles, and even your response to Kayden would suggest otherwise.
That makes next to no sense. That video was hurting my head, like... Anyways, I saw 60 plus likes on her video. Anybody with common sense would not have liked your video, let alone leave any type of good comment. But these niggas liking your videos because of your head and your tail, you coin ass bitch.
What's this? People like a video that speaks ill of me? Blasphemy! But in all seriousness, I get it's your opinion, but even so, you didn't help your case with this response. Also, your last comment, once again, you were proven to be a misogynistic pig. First, he was making a comment how Blaze sounds like she smells of mayonnaise, which, keep it classy there, buddy, especially to someone you claim to be a big fan of. And now making a comment how Gale Force needs to get laid, and people only like her videos because of her heads and tails. There is no hole deep enough for you, is there, Manny? You're indeed on a quest for rock bottom.
Quick, make me forget that shit! Right, never happened.
Oh yeah, and one last thing. I did a little bit of background research on both Rhino and Gale, and comes to find out Rhino made a commentary towards Gale. Now, in this commentary, it was something about 50 Shades of Grey. I don't really care. But anyways, here was her response to that video.
Before I start, I want to apologize for my last commentary since it actually is pretty bad. I could have and should have delivered better, and Rhino's commentary raised some good points. You're a cool dude, Rhino. Keep on trucking.
Which tells me that she had absolutely no rebuttals for any of the points made against her video, and has accepted defeat. Thus being the case, I expect the exact same thing when you make your next commentary.
The biggest difference was that Rhino definitively showed that her video was poorly thought out and executed, which you neglected to show. So she had reason to apologize to Ryan. There's also the fact that happened over a year ago. She obviously has improved since then. You, on the other hand, Manny, you barely improved on a single thing since your days as Roaring Thunder Project, so she doesn't need to apologize to you, especially considering how much wrong was in both responses. Even though the video is more or less over, before I get to my final thoughts, let's take a look at the description, shall we? With the first thing, you state on the whole situation how Tyler mentioned you for no real reason and was flabbergasted that Blaze called you Gohan's co-op partner in her commentary. Well, how about I show a clip from the video Tyler commentated on?
I'm not that very good at math, nor am I not good at these pronunciations of all these big-ass numbers. So, I got someone here to help me with that. So, here you go, Mr. Roaring Thunder.
Because apparently, he has limitless strength.
Wait, who's that? Why, that's you, Manny. A co-op is when you join someone in a video, so going by that, yes, you're indeed Gohan's co-op partner in that video. If this was a small cameo where you're in the video for a few seconds, then maybe I would have let you off easy. But no, you're in the video for several minutes, so you can't deny or question your involvement in the video. You also mentioned how I came out of nowhere with the video, when the interesting thing is, when you upload your commentary on Tyler, I actually left a comment sharing a lot of the points I had that would end up in my one-shot, and you never responded. And before you say, well, I don't see that comment, that's because it went down with the original video. After you took it down, because I guess it was blocked or got muted or something like that, so of course you can't see that comment. When you remove a video, all the comments on that video goes down with it. As for your comment saying you made a video on Kayden's comment, I think Gale Force said it best.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Lastly, how can you say you're going to respond to her video when you already did? Twice. And mind you, this is in the description of his second response to Gale Force. So that just proves you didn't read what you typed. After all of that, it's time to give my final thoughts. And this was the main reason why I wanted to make this commentary, as I have a lot to say. So please bear with me, this will take a while. To start with both videos, your first response was just sad. Like, I mean, really sad. You had your younger siblings just essentially blindly agree with you by calling me a coward, or scaredy cat, when one can make the argument that dragging your family into this is even more pathetic. As for the second response, you just present some really weak arguments against Gale Force. Your attitude when dealing with criticism just sucks. and a lot of your attempts to own someone just comes off as you acting super immature. Just overall, both responses were flawed on so many levels, and I find it sad that Gohan of all people is acting more mature than you. Yes, I said it. The guy who cried, smacked his TV, and threw crap at his TV, all because a character he wanted to win in an unresearched fight wound up losing, is acting more mature than you. Having said all that, you want to know the amazing thing? There was actually a point where I honestly thought he had potential to be a good YouTuber. Back when he was Roaring Thunder Project, I did see his Rawr vs. Top video, and a few other videos, and I was hoping that he would improve over time. And if he did, not only would I have subscribed to him, but there also might have been a chance I would have recommended him to people that I talked to, especially since an old commentator I talked to every once in a while also disagreed with Rawr vs. Top to the point where she was almost going to return to Commentaries just to commentate on it. But he never did improve his content, and I find it odd that when Gohan made a video on him all those months ago, I don't remember him freaking out about it like he is doing with my one shot on him, to where it's being mentioned in videos that have nothing to do with commentators or responses. During this situation, Manny, you just showed how much of a bad attitude you have, which, for evidence of that, just look at the comments where you wish death on me and call me a waste of life. Really, when you look at it, you brought this upon yourself, not me. And I'll say this, if you don't turn things around right now, you'll be the next Orion broadcast to the commentary community, since you constantly responded to the commentary's bait on you. And at this rate, if you don't change, there will be no saving your tainted reputation. So even if you decide to remove every video on your channel and try to start anew with a new name, you won't start with a clean slate, and will constantly be the butt of a lot of jokes.
So I was thinking about what I should do a video on next. Nothing was coming to mind. Then all of a sudden on my second channel, someone linked me this Bleach video. I have seen the video before several months ago, but I forgot all about it. I wanted to cover it, but I was doing other stuff at the time. But now, since I can't decide what to cover, I'm gonna finally do it. And trust me, this video really made me want to drink bleach. Before I talk about this video, let me give you a little context. SethTheProgrammer did a video about how powerful Ichigo is. Then this Bleach fan disagreed with Seth and did a response to it. So I do recommend watching these two videos first, just in case you're easily confused. Make the ground shake. Hey, Rashad the Reactor had a very similar intro. And that's the video I covered that put me on the map. Damn, this sure brings back memories.
Hello everyone, it's your host, SethTheProgrammer, and today we are doing the heavily requested Bleach videos.
Bro, stop lying. Stop lying. Look, I know why you made this video. You made this video because you saw my video on why Naruto would never beat Ichigo in a fight.
Okay, first of all, I know a few of you might be afraid that I'm doing a commentary on a commentary, but don't worry, that's the one and only clip of Seth's video that this guy plays. And second, you think he's making this video just because of you. You think there was barely any people requesting a power skill for Ichigo. Really? I've pretty much never talked about Bleach on my main channel, and I had one guy begging me to do a Bleach video. I think you're jumping the gun just a little bit there, buddy.
And he, in the DMs, I have all the screen caps, not going to bother showing them right now. And yes, we did talk on Twitter.
Oh yeah, by the way, Seth freaked out about this and claimed this guy was doxing him by showing DMs. He later apologized for it, but it was pretty funny to watch Seth freak out over this. But I'm not here to talk about that. Let's continue the video. You're doxing me, I'm gonna sue you.
Essentially, in his video, he said Ichigo was just planetary. To me, in my utmost respectful response to this, right, if I'm gonna just put it bluntly, that is complete horseshit.
Sorry, buddy, but I actually saw Seth's video. He said Ichigo was at least planetary.
This means that in the end, Ichigo is comparable to Yuha, more than likely slightly weaker, obviously, because you need help beating him, but around him at least, and is due to such at least a planet buster or planet level threat, possibly a few times greater with Bankai and Hollow scaling.
That is the most bullshit Saying Ichigo is planetary to multiplanetary is like saying Naruto is multi-building level.
But it's not as stupid as someone saying Ichigo is multiplanetary and then someone thinking they said Ichigo was only planetary. Also, I can understand why some people think Naruto is only multi-building level or multi-mountain level. They're the type of people who go off feats, not power scaling. Now granted, Naruto has fought people who can cut the moon in half, and a blob of his unfocused energy blew a hole straight through the moon. Keep in mind, this was unfocused. In Naruto, they do explain that focusing your chakra is very important for more devastating attacks.
Because he said, okay, because watch, right? I finally figured out how to say his name. It's watch, alright? The H and the W is silent. It's literally Y and then Och. It's watch, alright? Like a fucking wristwatch. It makes sense because he manipulates the time stream and shit, right?
Well, then if that's the case, why didn't the author just write the word watch instead of you watch? Like, did you at all think about what you were saying?
He said Ichigo's planetary because Watch said he was going to destroy the world according to this guide right here, right? And all I have to say is just because they say world does not mean planetary. Okay, you got to understand like the context here. There has to be more to this world that we need to know, like what kind of a world this is, because it can't be an Earth-sized world.
Okay, I don't know if you said can be an Earth-sized world or can't be an Earth-sized world. If you said it can't be an Earth-sized world, no, it absolutely can be an Earth-sized world. If you said it can be an Earth-sized world, then I apologize for what I just said.
It could be a Jupiter-sized world.
Well, the Soul Society is a parallel world to Earth, so it's probably Earth-sized. But if it could be Jupiter-sized, then it could also be Pluto-sized. By the way, I am skipping a lot of this guy's video because he just keeps going on, and he's talking in a way like everybody who's listening to him is stupid. I'm just bringing this up so people don't accuse me of taking him out of context. Watch the original video if you want, it will be linked down below.
According to Yoruichi, the Bleach universe is set up with the Soul Society and the human world connected with one another with this thing called the Dangai, which is a wormhole. It's an interdimensional tunnel that connects both of them, right?
Right? No, wrong. Right?
The Dangai is surrounded by these orbs in this place called the Valley of Screams. And these orbs are pockets of spaces that take the form of that of dimensions.
Do you guys see what I mean? The way this guy talks is just grating. This bubble is the form of a dimension. Do you understand that? Now, if he actually has a speech impediment and has a hard time talking, then I apologize for my comment.
On your screen, as you see it, you Google search that bitch, and pocket dimensions are baby universes. In real life, when a universe is currently in motion, there are specific parts in the universe where it pinches out and it raindrops another universe to where it floats on its own.
Oh no, please. You're not gonna say what I think you're gonna say.
It is still essentially a universe. It contains infinite space and time.
Oh my god. So you're saying that Ichigo is infinite space and time plus?
And Watch said he was going to destroy the human world, which, as you can see if you have eyeballs right now, the human world and the Soul Society are far larger than these pocket dimensions, which are universes.
So they're bigger than infinity? What? So if you destroyed one of these bubbles, you would have infinite power. But if you destroyed Earth or the Soul Society, you would be super infinite. What? When I said Ichigo was around the power of a Ginyu Force member, some people thought that was a bit of a highball. But this guy is like the god of highballing. And he doesn't just do it with Bleach. I've checked out some of his other videos. He said that Piccolo was universal. Do you know why? It's because Piccolo was defeated by a weakened version of Frost, who at his full power lost a fight to Goku, who was universal. Even though he wasn't, because Goku's only universal when he's using his god essence, and in that instance he wasn't. But even if he wasn't, it really wouldn't prove anything. Good job, you lost a fight to a guy who was weakened, and even when that guy was at his full power, he lost to a guy who was universal.
So, that is the context of what kind of a world we're talking about. We can't just say, oh, world, and just say Earth size. Like, no, because that's an assumption. We need to actually sit here and go over what these characters are saying. And this is author intent because of the fact that they literally went through like 16 pages talking about this shit. So,
yeah, they went through pages saying he would destroy the worlds. It's a bit of a leap to say this guy is universal. Honestly, I think SethTheProgrammer went over very good reasons as to why he thought they were only planet-sized.
Now, what are these worlds? As we know, the human world is pretty much just Earth, with the Soul Society being somewhat of a spiritual parallel world with an equal balance to Earth. It can be implied that they're around the same size to each other. And then Hueco Mundo is also a parallel world, although its size is never really touched up on.
yeah, these pocket dimensions that are way smaller than the human world and the Soul Society are universes. And Watch said he was gonna fuck all that shit up.
So he was going to destroy a whole bunch of baby universes that were even smaller than Earth? Well, good for him, I guess.
To sit here and say that Watch and Ichigo are planetary is complete bullshit.
Yeah, you see those clips he's playing in the background? That is where SethTheProgrammer goes over the captain of Squad 1, the most powerful captain out of the 13 captains in Bleach. Basically, what I'm saying is, this guy's one of the top 5 most powerful characters in the show. And at best, he's only planetary.
Yamamoto's Bankai was literally so fucking powerful that it could create over 1.5 million degrees Celsius of heat and kinetic energy and harness it into just his blade, so he could cut through just about everything in the verse. If you didn't know, 1.5 million degrees Celsius is literally as hot as the core of the sun itself. And not only that, but even when attempting to restrict its power into his blade and not do any collateral damage, Yamamoto still couldn't hold the power to his Bankais for long, and if left unattended, his Bankai would destroy the entire known Soul Society. Yawak then steals this power.
You hear what he said at the end? Yawak steals this power? If Yawak is universal, why would he need to add planetary to his arsenal? Seems kind of pointless to me. And before someone says, hold on a second, if he can make his sword as hot as the core of the sun, wouldn't that make him star level? Well, the thing is, it may be as hot as the core of the sun, but that doesn't mean it's as powerful. For example, the core of the sun is much, much, much bigger than a sword. We already have plasma cutters that are far hotter than the sun. And guess what? They're not star level.
Berrigan stated, right, he's in a Rawr car, right?
Stop asking like you do all the time with your rhetorical question of, right? Like your big goofy way of saying, you know, what I'm saying is right? Am I right?
Right.
And he was working for Aizen. And Berrigan stated that plants, humans, beasts, Shinigamis, hollows, Arankars, the moon, the sun, the fucking stars are all equally shit to him. He don't give a fuck. All that shit is nothing compared to his power.
His power is aging. When he's around something, it ages rapidly. So yes, planets, stars, animals, everything is not immune to time. Also, is that a no-limits fallacy I hear? You know people in the Versus community hate that, right?
Yeah, it's stated in the guide. This dude is multi-star level.
Remember this part because it will become important later.
It's stated that just by him releasing his Zanpakuto, he would destroy Las Noches. Now, for those who do not know, Las Noches is a castle that lives in Hueco Mundo, right? It's a castle that just sits there in Hueco Mundo, right?
Right. Wrong.
And this castle, when you walk in there, is a completely alternative dimension with just infinite space and time. You can fly up forever, you can fly forward forever, you're not gonna hit a wall. Even when Aizen and them went up in there, they were like, what the fuck? How is this place a castle? There's no roof and there's no walls. You see what I'm saying? It's like the time chamber in DBZ, but in DBZ, the time chamber was stated to be Earth size.
Okay, one, it may have been stated to be Earth-sized by Goku, who isn't the most trustworthy character when it comes to knowledge. But what kind of an Earth world is it? When he said Earth, did he mean world? So it could have been a Jupiter-sized world. It could have been a universe-sized world. We need to understand the context here. But here's the other thing. In the time chamber, it does also seem like you can fly forward forever, up forever, like, other than the ground, it seems pretty infinite in every direction. Now, I don't think Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is infinite for blowing it up. I think it's only a universal feat. However, you just said he was multi-star level, and now you're saying he's universal level. Actually, you're not even saying that, you're saying he's infinite.
But in Bleach, it's just a pocket dimension. Like, it wasn't stated to be Earth-sized, it's just a pocket dimension. Which, again, we've already covered that it's a universe. It's its own plane of reality. You see what I'm saying? So, just by unleashing his Zanpakuto, he would sit here and destroy Las Noches altogether.
It sounds to me that if it's an infinite world, it would do the least amount of damage. If they did it outside the castle, they would destroy the Hollow's universe. If you think about it logically, Aizen could have just sent one of the top Espada members to the Soul Society and have them transform. That would have wiped out all his competition. And Aizen's one of the smartest guys in all of animes. I'm sure he could think of it. And here's the number 4 Espada transforming, going outside of the castle to do so, and you'll notice the Hollow's world is not destroyed, and neither is the castle. It's almost like Aizen said transforming within the castle would destroy it. He meant that transforming in the castle would destroy it. And he was talking about a castle, not a dimension.
Which is infinite space and time. You can fly up forever.
You must be so embarrassed!
Alright, there's actually other crazy feats Ichigo has done. Ichigo literally, physically, just with brute physical strength, shattered the dimensional barriers between Hueco and into the human world.
Ripping apart time and space is pretty much impossible to calculate, but every single hollow can open up holes in reality and travel through it. That doesn't mean they're on par with Super Boo. Even a human could knock a hollow down with a punch. Now granted, he was an extremely strong human, but a human nonetheless.
Please tell me that that's not some fleek-ass shit right there. Tell me that's not no Superboy Prime breaking out the Phantom Zone type shit. Doomsday breaking out the Phantom Zone type shit.
It's not. The dimensional barriers are just really weak in Bleach. Also, Superboy Prime was pretty much drained of all his solar radiation. And he still did it.
Ichigo was way physically stronger than some other enemies in the Bleach universe who are powerful enough to bench press their way through fucking reality on some dark side type shit.
Oh my god. You're seriously comparing these hollows to dark side? This guy is the king of highballing, and his logic wouldn't only work on things like Bleach. You can apply his logic to so many other things. Let me compare it to Naruto for a second. Kaguya was able to destroy her entire dimension, which only had a planet. But dimensions have infinite time and space, so Kaguya is infinite. But Kaguya was only able to do that because she took all the chakra from the Shinobi Alliance. Which, by the way, Naruto was able to give the entire Shinobi Alliance 3 times the chakra. In other words, Naruto is infinite times 3. By the way, if you guys want to see a really good power scale on Bleach, watch my video I did about it on my second channel. Link will be down below. Also, we have a new piece of fan art. Baby Jar. Oh, I'm so cute.
Also mentioned the fight between Kenpachi and Gremmy, and he brought up that meteor, but he didn't bring up the fact that when Gremmy thought of an entire universe with actual galaxies, stars, and planets inside that universe, and used that entire universe to wrap around Kenpachi's body for the sole purpose to crush and seal him, essentially just kill him all together. Yeah, he didn't mention the part where Kenpachi broke his way out, just throwing that in there.
It's kind of weird that he used a meteorite, then jumped to using an entire universe. I mean, couldn't he use a planet or a galaxy after using the meteorite? Also, it's kind of weird that Universe and Warp are in 2 different speech bubbles. And it's also kind of weird that you're using the Japanese version when we see the English translation over here. Kind of weird.
Okay, so the first satcom is done and over with. Now let's look for something new I can sink my teeth into. Hopefully it won't be a popular bandwagon so we don't look like low-hanging fruit pickers. Huh? What's this? A video by RTP? Well, fine, I guess I can check out what that thing has to offer. Well, time to call the others.
Well, Sloth, I'm here for our little time alone.
And I'm here for plot convenience.
Damn it, Marv, you are too young for a threesome.
Well, guess what? I have a mixtape, so you're all my bitches now. By the way, what are we even doing here?
We're doing a commentary on a video that makes me want to support MRAs.
Well, I can tell we're gonna have a bad time.
Well, I don't get it. What's the threat?
Welcome, ladies and germs. This is a syndicate of outcasted commentators gracing you with our appearance.
Today we're doing a commentary on Roaring Thunder Pursuit's response to Blaze and Rant's commentary on him.
Oh, and we had this in the planning for a very long time now, but it took a while to actually greenlit, but because we're, well, lazy idiots. But we're here now, so calm your tits.
Oh, and if you're wondering, yes, we purposely structured our exposition like that just so everyone gets a word in. Now, sit back and enjoy the show.
What is up, homies and homettes? In this episode, you will bear witness to the manipulation of a particular online user. They will be brought to their knees, in the name of justice. Well, prepare yourselves, for what you're about to see will set a standard well above anything you have seen before. And in this video you will bear witness to true online justice, as the victim is a legitimate online bully, and they will be dealt with accordingly. I do hope you experience significant satisfaction while viewing this video.
He isn't in sync with his intro. Is that bothering anyone else, or is that just me?
As always, say hi to your num for me. Commencing troll in 3, 2, 1.
So much wrong here. First off, if you're trying to be anonymous, the whole shtick doesn't work since we already know what you look like. Even if you never showed your face before, not concealing your face entirely defeats the purpose of anonymity. Second off, and I hate recycling points from previous commentaries, but do you even know what a bully is? A bully would be someone who uses superior strength or influence to exude control over those who are weaker. All Blazin did was make a video on you. Yeah, she sounds snarky at times, but she's only doing it to play a character. Third off, why must you resurrect dead rage faces? People stopped using them when Half-Boiled Hero dropped them as an avatar.
So the best way to deal with trolling is to make a video on it, huh? Well, do you know what, even if this wasn't a case of you screwing up here and mistaking Blaze having legitimate arguments against you as her trolling you, your logic still withers away to dust. Seriously, the last thing someone should do after being trolled is to make a video on them. Why am I sitting here explaining this to you? You should know this already.
Also, you do realize that your maymays aren't dank enough for YouTube, and I know this, cause I was a maymay once upon a time ago.
My favorite YouTuber, #1 fan, Blaze and Rant and Commentaries.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you over your music there for a second.
She made 2 videos about me, one like 13 minutes and one 56 seconds. But before I get started, I liked the video already, and I commented saying loved it before I even got started. Alright, I ain't even watched it yet. I probably saw the first 30 seconds, and I thought to myself, she gon' kill me.
You liked the video and left a comment saying you loved it? If you're trying to troll her, fail troll is fail. Because the #1 rule of trolling is that you never publicly state that you're a troll, fucktard.
Well, you weren't wrong. Blaze killed you completely in that video.
This isn't how you troll. I know this. I have trolled people in the CC before.
RTP literally stands for anything. Anything, nigga. Anything. I'm anything and everything. Alright, no, I'm just playing. But.
So you are Ron Thumbtack Potatoes? Okay, then.
Alright, let's get into this.
Alright now, Revy is back and I'm commentating again, so it's open season, baby. Let's see who's unfortunate enough to get in my line of sight.
Oh shit, she got a sniper scope?
Oh, joy.
That's hardcore shit.
Wow, you are easily impressed. Well, now instead of a Master Sword, I will have a gun for the rest of this video.
Fucking God, if you're gonna talk over her, lower her fucking volume. Normally, I prefer if you just shut the fuck up altogether, but I'm commentating on you, so I kinda need to know what you're saying.
I think I know of a better solution here. How about getting your hands on a video downloader? Hey, I know everyone said it already, but it would help.
After this video...
Oh shit. Bro, look, check this out. Right here. I did comment that. I remember that. I remember that. This was like, that's probably what I got up to so far. Anything past this point, I have not seen it yet. So this is gonna be good.
No, let me just clarify something so you guys will understand my position. I appreciate having people who enjoy my content. I appreciate my fans and subs and all that. However, being a fan or subscriber of mine does not make you exempt from my criticism if and when it's needed. Don't get me wrong, I'm not about to go off on every single flawed video I find. That's just ridiculous. If I find a video that's bad enough to be worth my time, then I'll help myself, thank you. I was originally going to commentate on RTP's video directed at Michael Schomer. However, I was too slow, and Gail got to it before me. I'll put a link to her commentary in the description.
Wait, there's another one? I gotta watch that one too. Oh shit, the link in the description box said strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Holy shit. Alright, let me continue. I'm just wasting time right here.
Nah, you think? Oh, and just a point of fact, shit like this happens a lot in this video, so when he does it, I'm just gonna skip it.
Another video of his that ended up in my line of sight. Before I really start tearing it apart, let me introduce you to the players. A new commentator known
there goes
as
Tyler.
Codes, or Tyler, made his first commentary on TeenGohanFighter. And yeah, Gohan had one little thing to say about it. Not so much about Tyler or the commentary, but more about how the Ketchum Cube argument was valid. Not really much to say about that. However,
Which it is valid. That's a valid feat. I proved that shit, so yeah. I'll link that bitch too.
his little co-op partner decided to get so up in arms about it.
Wait, what did she say?
Commentary on the video. Ladies and gentlemen, meet
No, go back a little bit. What did she say?
Players. A new commentator known as GameTixCodes, or
Not that part.
Tyler, made his first commentary on TeenGohanFighter.
Okay.
And yeah, Gohan had one little thing to say about it. Not so much about Tyler or the commentary, but more about how the Ketchum Cube argument was valid. Not really much to say about that. However, Gohan's little co-op partner decided to get so...
What? Co-op partner with Gohan? Oh my god. I'm not his co-op partner. I'm not his co-op partner. Like, that right there is just, I don't know where you got that assumption from. Hell no. Reason why I jumped in was Tyler made a video about Gohan, calling it TeenGohanFighter is an idiot, but then started bringing my name up. Like, so let's just continue to go on, because that co-op partnership right there is a no-no.
Let me explain something very carefully, since you've proven to me you don't understand how terms work. A co-op commentary is when two commentators team up to cover a video if they both end up wanting to do the video and decide that it'll be fun to commentate on the video as a team instead of both people doing it separately. Kind of like how Kurome fan, Mav, and I are commentating on this video as a try-op. Jumping into the video counts as a co-op commentary since you and Gohan covered the video together. Now do you understand? Good. Now go back to being ignorant.
Well, maybe if you didn't do a piss-poor attempt at a reaction video, you could probably make this look professional. But since you had to replay the clip, you wasted a few seconds of my time. And those seconds add up.
About it, that he made a 21-minute text commentary on the video. Ladies and gentlemen, meet RTP. Roaring Thunder Project, or should I say Roaring Thunder Pursuit, or Roaring Twat Punisher, whatever the hell he decides to call himself by the time this video is over. He made a response video to a comment Kayden left on his response to Michael. That's what I'm commentating on. Got that? Are we clear as mud on that?
Commentating on the...
Good.
Okay, there goes me. Speeding up for time.
What the fuck am I looking at? If that opening segment was supposed to be some kind of joke relating to your first reaction to said comment, then bruh. Pick a reaction and stick with it. All the reactions together in this awkward mess of you mugging the camera at multiple angles. It's awkward, it's creepy, and you just burst my personal space bubble. Fuck you, nobody burst my personal space bubble.
Okay. I molested your personal space bubble? Sorry, hey guys, I violated Blaze's personal space bubble. Good, because I'm going to be doing it all day and night.
I fucking hate you.
That was sexual harassment and you know it.
Moving on.
Oh, I'm just going to read this comment aloud.
Because,
well, I just found it very, very interesting. You acted like a bitch, and for 6 minutes on a one-shot. Oh wait, I am sorry, shots. Then just brought up more reasons why you are wrong. Here is a hint on the name. A one-shot means you only have 1 point to interject. Nothing is plural with one. GG, dipshit. GG.
Wait, were you correcting yourself, or were you talking to Blazin? I honestly cannot tell thanks to your shitty video construction skills. Another thing, stop fucking reenacting what you're saying in Blazin's video. We're not stupid, we can tell it's you.
Wait, that was him? Really? Jeez, I've made an incredible discovery today.
I think he was reminding himself because he has a bigger ear than mine, and mine is the size of Texas.
Dude, so I was like writing this script, right? And I look over to myself and I say, Self! Myself said, I said, how does a guy on YouTube get so bad to the point where even non-commentators want to commentate on him?
I don't know.
What am I doing with my life?
I don't know.
You want some fries with that 3-day-old shit?
I don't know.
You gonna make biscuits?
What? No.
You gotta make biscuits?
No.
You gotta make biscuits?
Bro, that sounds really good.
Who the hell are you talking to?
Oh, shots fired, bro. Shots fired. Oh my god.
Kayden's description of a one-shot is that a person only focuses on one interjection and not multiple interjections. I don't think Kayden here knows what a one-shot is. A one-shot is to achieve in a single attempt or action.
Yeah. Your screen capping is really freaking weird. It almost looked like you cut something out. So I looked up that same definition myself. And look at that. You did cut something out. One shot. Adjective. Achieved with a single attempt or action. Done, produced, or occurring only once. So why did you do that?
I did that because all of Michael's points in one try within one video, it is considered a one-shot.
Yeah, that's my example.
Oh, so that's why you conveniently cut out the second part.
No. I didn't do that on purpose, okay? Excuse me. Like, my iPad was just, I had it on the side like this. And I didn't feel like scrolling it down because if I did, the time and everything would have gotten in the way. So I was like, fuck it. So I just didn't want to mess with it. So I was like, yeah, you know. And by the way, an adjective, it isn't the definition of the word. Alright? An adjective and a definition are two completely different things. Definition is to define a word or phrase to the exact meaning. So whether if I cropped it out or not, that was by accident, two, doesn't really matter. So it's like, because I still kind of got my point across.
Fucking what? No, seriously. I have no idea what just happened right now.
Me neither. This feels like Friday when the meth got passed around.
You say what type of word it is. Wait, no. He didn't pass 6th grade. Never mind. So if you excuse me, let me cry about how much high school sucks. And also another thing, if it didn't matter, why bring it up?
Even that didn't work, because the way you used it makes no sense. You claim that you destroying all of Michael's points in one shot in one video is considered a one-shot. Well, by that logic, almost every solo commentary ever is considered a one-shot. A one-shot commentary simply means to make one interjection in the video. That is all. I counted about 6 interjections that you made, and that's not including the text you had in parts where Michael was speaking. You conveniently cut out the part of done, produced, or occurring only once, because it would obviously destroy your excuse. While Kayden's wording was way off the mark, he was still trying to explain that you did not make a one-shot commentary, but rather a full commentary. If I was generous enough to call it that.
The phrase one-shot isn't even a word. It's just a phrase, and an adjective at that. Now, an adjective is a word or phrase meaning an attribute added to or grammatically related to a noun to modify or describe it.
but it does not define it. Let me give you an example, because a one-shot in certain particular cases like this one is what you're talking about, only one interjection, to where one-shots can be like sniper rifles taking out their targets in one hit. There is no defined meaning to the exact phrase of a one-shot, for a one-shot can be used in any given subject. That'll be like trying to find the definition of my name, because an adjective is related to a noun, and to describe this noun, not to describe this definition. This has no meaning. A one-shot has literally no defined meaning. That's what definitions are for. So you are trying to find a defined meaning, but there is no definition for one-shot. So your example, your definition of a one-shot is invalid.
But guess what she's talking about here? Commentaries! Words mean different things in the CC. A one-shot is defined as interjecting only once and then stating your points. What you're saying is that in order for her point to work, Blazin has to give the exact application to what a one-shot is, dragging out her video, and to some extent, going off topic. Who gives a fuck about what else a one-shot applies to? That's not what the video's about!
Also, when did Blazin said that one-shot was a word? Well, she says that Kayden worded himself wrong. That doesn't mean she said one-shot's a word.
If I charge up a big-ass Kamehameha, right? And there's like these planets and meteors falling towards me. Now, these planets and meteors are considered to be Michael's points, right? And I charge up this one big-ass energy beam. And I fire it. And it goes through one, then the second one, then the third one, then the fourth one, then the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, until it hits the last one. Yeah. I broke through multiple points, but it was all in one attempt. I didn't have to try again. I didn't have to make another video, because all of my points that were used against Michael was all summed up into one video. So each individual point was one-shotted individually. I don't have to make a whole video based on one point, because then that'd be a really fucking short-ass video now, wouldn't it?
You are not defending your case here. In fact, all you're doing is adding on to Blazin's point by saying that your logic would classify all commentaries as one-shots. And as for one-shots being short-ass videos, that's the fucking point. The only reason they exist in the first place is because YouTube comments had a character limit, which constrains commentators at the time, and they couldn't just leave detailed comments on the video addressing what they had a problem with. Nowadays, one-shots don't really come up anymore. Sure, some people still do them, but it's very rare now that YouTube dropped the whole character limit.
Also, the point of one-shots is to be short.
Calling Tyler a DBZ-tard, and etc. And I literally sat there and refuted all of them.
Now you're just straight up lying. Michael had one interjection that involved more.
Hold up! Wait, whoa, wait. Let me see why I lied.
Not multiple interjections. So his video is in fact a one-shot. And as far as you debunking his points, yeah, I think Gail already explained how you didn't.
So I didn't see that video yet. I might watch it later. Kayden's broken logic, Michael's video on me was not a one. So you say that I was just straight up lying, yet in your video never explained how the fuck I was lying. And hopefully you guys would understand that.
I know I twisted his words, cut out key parts of the definition, and distorted the remains to fit my excuse, but you guys understand, right?
Oh really? Let's listen to that clip again.
I know I twisted his words, cut out key parts of the definition, and distorted the remains to fit my excuse, but you guys understand, right? I know I twisted his words.
You claim that I twist Michael's words, yet for some odd reason I'm asking for proof. Because the only thing I see within my video towards Michael is me refuting and invalidating his claims.
Cut out key parts of the definition.
You claim that I'm taking key parts of a definition out. Adjectives have literally nothing to do with a definition. Definitions define the exact meaning of words or phrases, not adjectives. What are you talking about?
And distorted the remains to fit my excuse, but you guys understand.
I didn't understand what you were saying. You sounded like a rapper. I thought you was Busta Rhymes. Every time a little nigga got a feeling I gotta get. You're mad because you smell like mayonnaise.
Don't leave now. I'm not finished with you yet.
Basically, you're complaining about what the video should logically be called, what the video should be called.
You vacuous retard! She was calling you out for pretty much falsely advertising your video. It's like me making a top 10 video and calling it a cooking show. Call it what it is, not what you want it to be.
How in the hell would you know that cheese smells like mayonnaise? That has got to be the most random, unclassy statement I have ever heard. That's like me saying your video titles make me think they taste like Kit Kats. Oh, and speaking of titles, yeah, the better option is to label your videos in a way so that people know exactly what it is and what it's about, rather than the trash that you put as the titles.
Yeah, my title's more clever and I'm trying to be ironic.
Comment that I have brought up more reasons to why I was wrong. This is very vague, for I have no clue what reasons he's referring to. However, I'm just going to assume that the reasons that Kayden was referring to are the points made within my video towards Michael.
Or you could have just responded to his comment and asked for some clarification.
My PC got fried and that my...
Real fucking classy. Next time, try doing your videos with the mic and avatar format, or better yet, don't drink or eat anything in the midst of your videos, you piece of shit.
I don't know, Sloth Boy, he could be onto something here. Maybe if I record my next video with a webcam as I'm taking a dump or masturbating over my waifu, maybe my videos will be better.
I can do way worse than that. I can drink this 3-day-old soda and belch as loud as possible. Watch. Yeah, that was as loud as possible. I am the second youngest after all.
One of my friends had asked me that why don't I just buy a new PC, and I simply replied that I can't afford one at the moment.
And yet you're somehow able to continue farting out videos consistently. Somehow.
Consistently? Bitch, I haven't made a video in 2 months!
Video, your friend is trying to offer softwares and stuff to help boost the quality of your videos, to which
Oh
you
my
say,
god, I had explained to him that thanks for the shit, but my shit don't work. My computer right here that I'm kicking don't work. It don't work.
Then how are you making this video? You obviously have 2 computers, so your laziness is inexcusable.
And do a traditional commentary, damn it. I mean, you have done it before, so why not now?
I want to say this
I love this picture
as
right here,
clearly
where
as
she goes.
possible, so your brain will get it. Michael's point was not about you using expensive editors or any of that bullshit. In fact, his argument wasn't even about editing at all. His
Really?
point was about your adamant refusal to use any kind of video downloader for your
How can I refuse? How could I refuse? How could I refuse? How could I refuse? You about to make me like, How could I refuse to not want to download? I want to. I really want to. But how could I refuse to do something I want to do when the stuff that I want to do with the stuff I want to do with isn't available to me because the shit is broken or the shit is too goddamn expensive?
Here's a brilliant idea. Don't make videos until you can actually do what you want to do. I'm not saying this just to tell them to quit. I legit think that you should stop for the moment and come back when you get your tech issues sorted out.
Or how about this? Don't make videos at all.
and several free video downloading software.
I can't
most of
download
which
shit.
are very easy to install.
My
There are
shit is
even more
broken.
that don't
I
even
told-
require installing. You instead
You didn't
prefer
watch
to
my
use
video.
a camera and a mic to record clips in very scratchy, grainy,
You know what? She's right. I do. It's not crystal clear like Screw Attack's video or the Cien 17's video or like High YouTuber. It's not because, like I told you, my shit is broken. I can't download stuff. I can't use my PC. I have no money. My wallet is broke. I can't even find my wallet right now. But you know what? Let's talk more about how bad my quality is. Give me a second. Typing. Let's just talk about real quick. My crappy camera and mic. Let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about this real quick. I'm gonna hop on my channel here. Okay. It's so crappy. It's so crappy. Right? My quality is so crappy. That Hulk vs. Doomsday, my death battle, has 97,000 people watching it. 97,000. 97,000 people. Goku vs. Superman 2 death battle. 35,000 views, and on it I have over 1,000 likes. To me, that is an accomplishment because I have never gotten 1,000 likes before. You know, I do this as a hobby, so when I saw 1K likes, I freaked out, like, oh, bro. But like at the end of the day, my crappy quality, my camera and my mic is sure as hell. Can you please close the door? Thank you. Oh, okay, never mind. My crappy quality is getting me, you know, a lot of good attention. And if you did not know, Screw Attack also tweeted about me.
because of my crappy quality. Well, no, not really because of my crappy quality. They noticed me. They really did. They tweeted about Manny Cruz. And I'll link it in the description below. I'll link their Twitter in the description below. And I'll screen cap it for you on top of that. But you know what? I'll link it in the description below. They actually tweeted about me. So what's up?
You want to go red boxing?
Alright, that's enough. The reason your death battles got so many views is because people are already fans of death battle to start with. But like I said before, Blazin meant the shitty quality of your commentaries, since that's all we know you for. You can't just go around apple picking your other videos with the best reception to try and shield your shitty videos. That's just underhanded.
But even then, that's implying his death battles had the quality to them to begin with. Seriously, recording a Mugen match or editing a death battle that Screw Attack already made is apparently hard work that deserves to be recognized. You know, I feel like I'm missing something here.
And the fact that DBZ characters always win, I mean, I guess someone's in denial.
So, let's just continue to watch your video. Because, yeah.
Nothing to do within the comment. Good job. You want a cookie for your troubles?
And then one last thing. You called me a bitch. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you have shown your face on YouTube?
Ah, yes, the whole "you're not showing your face" claim. Let me ask you something. When was the last time showing your face in a public setting made you any kind of badass?
It just confirms that I don't look like I smell like mayonnaise. And that my shit is on fleek, you fucking thought. Would you like some salt with that salt?
The last time I checked, showing your face in a public setting is something that most people do every day, every time they walk outside of their homes.
Yeah.
Should we be getting medals for that shit now? Besides all that,
You can.
how does showing your face or not showing your face affect the argument in question anyway? Some people choose to not show their face for every kind...
Well, it's not like I was, upset that he didn't show his face. It's just I was just asking when was the last time you've shown your face.
But you were implying that he wasn't tough because he didn't show his face in his video. Stop backpedaling and stand by what you mean, you idiot.
Can easily be turned against you on this point. Not showing one's face in a YouTube video doesn't make one a bitch, because it doesn't take a badass to show one's face in a public setting, nor showing one's face in a YouTube video doesn't make one a bitch.
You're right. Not showing your face on YouTube does not make you a bitch. My thing is, why are you making it seem like I called them a bitch?
Probably because you called him out on hypocrisy for calling you a bitch and decided to say, when's the last time you showed your face on YouTube? Heavily implying that, yes, you think he's a bitch.
The rest of the video is just him using media clips to try to glorify his so-called ownage on that one flimsy retort.
You're damn right.
And look at what we have amongst those clips. It's a poorly recorded clip of my cameo part in one of Kayden's videos. One thing you are not going to do, RTP, is use me as a part of your glorification. Or
So I can't use you, but Tyler can use me when he's talking about Gohan. You mad or not? Would you want some salt with that salt? That's none of my business.
Ownage that didn't even exist.
It existed all around the universe, and it leaked into Supreme Kai's planet on episode 12, because that happened.
He even stole Kayden's outro and attempted to pass it off as his own by plastering images.
Did you really say I tried to pass it off as my own? Really? Really? So you are going to make the theoretical assumption that I used his outro and passed it off as my own. Please show me where. What proof do you have that my motivation was to pass that outro off as my own outro, as if I had created that outro? The reason why, I don't have to tell you the reason why I used the outro, but the reason why I used the outro, because I just liked using the outro. I just felt like using it. I just wanted to just because. So, you're going to sit here and make the assumption that I stole it just to make it seem like it was my own?
Did you ask Kayden to use it? Did he say you could? If not, then yes, you are a thief. Now you're under arrest.
You know, I did wonder where my parasol went. I bet you stole that too.
Screw your parasol, he stole my pen!
And that's where we'll pull the plug. I'll go first. My god, this video was a fucking shipwreck. I swear, I felt like my entire IQ just plummeted all the way down to negative 10,000. This video was full of nothing but sloppy points, shitty defenses, and outdated memes. Dude, this community really isn't the place for you if this is how you're gonna be.
Well, this video's definitely made me go flaccid. What with the weak points, strong douchebag-ish presence, and absolutely no clue what you're talking about. Everything my co-op partners said already pretty much sums this up. Now that I got that out of the way, I have a tea party to attend to with my corpse puppets. Steve's making the tea tonight, and I swear to you, the taste is to die for.
This video was dumber than my mixtape. I had an aneurysm. Fuck you, Ron, thumbtack potatoes. Anyway, this is Mav, and I'm stealing the outro. Peace.
Hey guys, I'm here for the commo. Guys?
Before I start the commentary proper, I'd like to thank Michael Schomer for sharing.
Michael, you're a scaredy cat! Got
I'm sorry? How was Michael Schomer being a scaredy cat for showing your video on Michael to Gale Force? If you'd listen as to what Gale Force said, she said, I want to thank Michael Schomer for sharing this video with me, not, I want to thank Michael Schomer for requesting me this video. And before you say that sharing and requesting the same thing, 1, definition block. And 2, if he wanted someone else to do a commentary on you, then he'd honestly would have said so to not only Gale, but to many of the other commentators within the commentary community, especially when it comes towards the rest of the members of the Order of the Dim-Witted Doves. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain that Fox and Odd had merged into, well, Odd. Subscribe for some future content on there. Anyways, I feel like the only reason why Michael didn't do a commentary on your commentary on this one shot is because he either didn't wanted his argument to go back and forth and wanted to give someone else a chance, and or he didn't want to do a commentary when someone else might have been doing a commentary on the same video. And before you accuse Michael for wanting / requesting / demanding me to do a video on you, he never even requested me to do one. This was actually my choice to even do this 2-shot on you.
Damn. Shit.
Thunder Pursuit, which I thought was a good commentary. A few days after I saw his one-shot, he showed me Thunder's response to him, which Thunder called a one-shot commentary, but as will be illustrated as I go on, it's more than one shot. But
I'm having a flashback right now. I might watch Gale Force video later, because it's probably just what a one-shot is. I don't even give a fuck what a one-shot is anymore. Point is, my points were valid, so what it's called, my video was a one-shot. But according to their broken logic, it's not a one-shot, though it still is. But I don't.
Alright, I'm gonna stop here and I'm going to read the overall thing that he said so that some people who are doing something from the background can understand the context. I don't want to waste your time, so let me just record now without any puns or jokes. What I've learned besides next to nothing was, Gil cried about my slang typo, which was typed that way purposely, images that weren't big enough for her blind self, saying new viewers won't understand what's going on while Michael explained what was going on. She says my video wasn't a one-shot when it is, previous video on Blaze explained more, so I won't repeat myself. Why is it texted? The text was too long / short typed shit. I don't know, but she needs to get laid and fast. And now for me to refute some of your problems. The part about Gale Force being blind, let me bring this part in here.
But excuse me, I thought screen capping evidence would have been enough to prove beyond a questionable doubt that my points are valid.
maybe it would help if we were actually able to read the screen caps.
Trust me when I say that I couldn't actually read the screen caps either. Just because of the fact that you could read or understand them doesn't mean that the audience can understand or read the screen caps too. Especially since your text within the screen caps are too small, and the fact that the size of the screen caps are too small to the point where the pixels are too big to pinpoint the letters at all. Hold on a minute. Do you mean the actual commentary on Tyler? Well, let me go ahead and take a look at the... Nope, not at all. You didn't help your overall situation. Nope, I'm quitting, I'm gonna slowly die in the corner. Huh. Well, I'd be a son of a bitch. I can actually read it. Whoop, false alarm. Now I can die peacefully at the corner now. But... here's a question. Why couldn't you explain to Gale Force that you actually have gotten readable screen caps on your video on Tyler and that she was just nitpicking on the overall screen caps on her point instead of calling her blind for not reading it? You saying that implies that the audience was in the wrong for not understanding as to what you said within the screenshot that you've shown to Michael, when it was just simply a misunderstanding. Towards your point about how Michael said as to what was going on and that Gale Force was nitpicking when she said that new viewers won't understand as to what was going on, I'll go ahead and bring in 3 points. 1. To argue that point alone, it doesn't necessarily matter since A. They could possibly provide the wrong facts, B. Someone could have skipped over it, and C. When starting the video, the audience does want to know at the intro as to what was going on. 2. I can agree with the fact that Michael does explain some things, but to a certain extent. He did state it for the fact that the video that you're covering on was on Tyler's commentary on TeenGohanFighter, but vaguely. And 3, let me bring up Gale Force's video in again. Intro.
A 26-second long intro that consists solely of a clip from DBZ abridged with a "Don't mess with a savage" text overlay, and ending the intro with That's not much of an intro, dude. I'm sorry. You can at least make it more engaging and descriptive by adding more text saying who the subject of the commentary is and what the original video is, like what Red and Rhino and I do.
As you can tell, this wasn't the main point of her argument. The point was that she had a problem with the length of your intro and how it wasn't all engaging. She was given a suggestion, and note the word suggestion, that one way to solve this is to provide info as to who you're commentating on. Or when it comes towards another suggestion, and this one is my suggestion, don't provide an intro like that and just state as to who you're doing a video on. And finally, the part about her stating that it's not a one-shot, let me show you a clip towards Blue Flame 3500 who did a one-shot on you, in which case I'll link that video down in the description box below.
Notice how Kayden said, here is a hint on the name, as in not referring to the literal definition of the term one-shot. If you don't understand where I'm getting at, allow me to explain in greater detail. When commentators put the words one-shot in the title of those specific types of commentaries, they use it as a phrase to indicate to the audience watching that the commentary is only going to present one interjection. I can back this up because there are similar phrases that I know off the top of my head, as well as phrases that commentators have used before that mean the exact same thing. Examples are one and done, let's shoot once, 1, 2, 3 shot, and so forth. In other words, you using the dictionary term of one shot not only doesn't debunk Kayden's statement, but also shows you completely missed the point of what he was trying to say to you.
Oh, and 2 more questions for the overall video, really, and for the first one, excuse me for being nitpicky here, but why do you feel like bringing the 2 children into the video? My overall main concern is that the video is only about 2 minutes, where about 30 seconds of which is the text screen here, and that you only brought in, while using the camera mind you, 2 points that you either said it yourself as well as showing the people to watch the other video to get a full context of, or that you could have said it yourself. Though, if I have to bring in one pro towards them, they do seem nice. Unlike you, however, which brings me to the second question. Why is it that when you commentated on Michael when he left a comment, you resorted to death threats now? Bruh, that's low.
Before I start the commentary proper, I'd like to thank Michael Schomer for sharing this video with me. He first shared his one-shot commentary on Roaring Thunder Pursuit, which I thought was a good commentary. A few days after I saw his one-shot, he showed me Thunder's response to him, which Thunder called a one-shot commentary, but as will be illustrated as I go on, it's more than one shot. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. On with the commentary.
See this hole behind me? That's going to be the size of each of your assholes when I'm done with you.
A 26-second long intro that consists solely of a clip from DBZ abridged with a "Don't mess with a savage" text overlay, and ending the intro with That's not much of an intro, dude. I'm sorry. You can at least make it more engaging and descriptive by adding more text saying who the subject of the commentary is and what the original video is, like what Red and Rhino and I do.
Shorten your interjections. The first interjection took nearly 6 minutes before we get to the next point on Tyler's commentary. That is just insanity.
If you had eyes, then you would see that I had found 3. Yes, 3 things wrong with the first misconception and or interjection in Tyler's video. So you should have known that I was debunking his first claim in 3 consecutive parts.
6 minutes to debunk his first claim in 3 consecutive parts. That averages out to 2 minutes per part. You better have had a lot to say in those segments. Given how often you seem to linger on text, you apparently assume that most of the people who watch these videos are very slow readers. I think you could get away with speeding some of this up. In fact, I'll speed this up a bit right now by cutting out 4 seconds of his lingering on this particular bit of text, since it took very little time to read that part. I'll be doing a lot of that fat trimming, and I mean a lot, to the point that I'm not even gonna bother using skip transitions to point them out.
If I had spoken, which I had chose not to, by the way, then I would have ran through all 3 parts of his first claim in under 2 minutes.
Well, why didn't you speak? Saying that you chose not to implies that you still have a working microphone and can still record audio, so why didn't you this time around? There's a reason many commentators do not make text-only commentaries anymore. If the audience wanted to read text, they'd probably just read the comment section. And hell, some commentators simply leave what they have to say about a video in the comment section without making a video commentary. If people are watching your video, and your commentaries in particular, it's because they want to hear your rebuttals, as in actually hear you talk. If you're just gonna make a text-only commentary, then you're better off expressing your thoughts as a comment on the video. I wish you had done it that way. It would have saved quite a few people a lot of time. Okay, was there a reason you stayed on that pic for 4 seconds? It was just 2 words. I know some slow readers, but even slow readers don't need 4 seconds to read 2 fucking words.
Second, you show supposed interviews of Akira Toriyama to strengthen your points, which is all well and good, but do you want to know what would make it even better? Citing your sources in the description. When you don't do that, it makes everything you are saying kind of questionable.
Well, excuse me, I thought screen capping evidence would have been enough to prove beyond a questionable doubt that my points are valid.
Maybe it would help if we were actually able to read the screen caps. Oh, and another thing, you can't say this commentary of yours is a one-shot when this is the second point you're trying to refute. Just saying.
Okay then, I set links in the description below. Satisfied?
Yes, because we're actually able to read them now. Also, if you did that in your original video, Michael wouldn't have had to complain about that. Just to let you know.
Third, I find it a bit funny that throughout this response commentary, you kept calling Tyler a DBZ tard. One could turn that against you because in all of your death battles that involve DBZ characters, they always win.
DBZ characters have won. So far, I'm planning to do more battles that intrigue my viewers. However, the DBZ characters that have won their fights would prove to most likely be the victor, for I had discussed these topics with many fans on both sides.
Oh my god. First off, I was really trying not to bring this up, but here there are so many fucking typos. You can apparently edit, but you can't fucking proofread? How do you miss so many typos? Do you not bother watching your videos before uploading them or something? Because you might want to start doing that and or have someone else watch the video beforehand so you can catch these problems before your video is uploaded and made public. Because someone will point out that kind of stuff to you in comments or in a video response of some kind. Second of all, you'll have to excuse me if I doubt your claims of having discussed this with fans on both sides. Care to show us screen caps of these discussions and actually make sure they're readable? There's also the fact that, as Michael said, the DBZ characters won every single time!
Oh, and your text in the opening where you claim to be in the logical corner reviewing the DBZ tard's logic? Yeah, that doesn't seem pretentious at all.
I was the first to comment upon my video, and I had explained why, in my opinion, what its hard was within any subject. And Tyler clearly matched this description, for on Skype he would swear up and down that he's Mr. Know-It-All and talk so much trash. Also, I have witnesses who would testify. However, why go that deep when I had debunked his claims?
It's called presenting proof. You can't just assume that your audience will automatically know what you're talking about in this case. Because what if someone comes across one of those videos and checks it out without having seen any of the others beforehand? Congratulations, you've just alienated new audience members.
4. I don't know how many times I have to say this to you since comments don't appear to work, and editing the entire ending of a death battle you yourself edited the ending of isn't getting through to you. For the love of God, download the video or videos you are using. There are many places where you can download YouTube videos in good quality for free. And the fact that you've been making videos for like, what, 10 months now? I'm sorry, but you have no excuse for recording videos off of your camera anymore. And it comes off as being incredibly lazy.
My PC got fried and I've tried downloading good quality vids through iPad apps, but I've gotten no luck.
First off, even with your PC getting fried, you got it working again, or you got a different PC that's obviously working for you, so that's no excuse. Secondly, you do realize that there are other programs and sites that you can use to download YouTube videos, right? Fast Video Downloader, YTD, KeepVid, YouTubeDownloader.com, Clip Converter, Video Grabby, 6 other viable free options, most of which appeared on the first page of looking up YouTube Downloader on Google. Please, give me an excuse for that one. I'd love to hear what you come up with.
However, I get thousands of good comments from people who enjoyed watching my videos.
I'm sorry, thousands of good comments? Are you talking total throughout several videos? Because looking at your videos, I don't see a single video that has more than a few hundred comments. Even the video of yours that has the most views, the Hulk vs. Doomsday Death Battle that has over 91,000 views, has less than 550 comments on it. Are you getting your numbers by combining the number of comments on all of your videos? That's the only thing I can come up with to back those numbers up.
So if you have a problem with how my videos are constructed, well, that's your problem.
Oh, God fucking forbid someone actually expect to see good quality videos from you and not get background noise over the audio of the video you're discussing.
By the way, what you call lazy, I call improvising.
I named off 6 other programs you could use to download YouTube videos. I personally switch between YTV and KeepVid depending on the video I'm trying to download, and both work just fine. You have no fucking excuse not to download the videos you're responding to. So yes, it is lazy. You can cover your ass all you want, Thunder, but there's still a lot of shit you gotta wipe up.
And if the viewing audience had not noticed by now, none of my points made against Tyler's video were debunked nor refuted in any way.
Yes, your points were refuted. He may not have given evidence against you referring to an interview of Akira Toriyama in your video, but in that original video, shown through screen caps that Michael took himself and made sure were readable, by the way, you didn't cite your sources. Even in this video where you show screen caps, it's hard for us to take those screen caps as proof when we can't fucking read them. Even then, the burden of proof is still on you, because until you give good proof to back up your statements, Michael doesn't have to give you a goddamn thing, even though, again, he did. Maybe if you downloaded Michael's video instead of recording it with a camera, you'd seen the screen cap of the description of your original video and how you didn't seem to back up your points at all.
So, Michael, in my opinion, your commentary on me was a waste of both of our times.
Funny, considering how this commentary of yours wasted the time of everyone who watched it. Also, remember what I said earlier about how just leaving a comment on Michael's video would have saved everyone who watched your video a lot of time? Not only would it have done that, but it also would have prevented you from wasting your time in making this video in the first place. Nice job, Thunder!
And that, my friends, is how to do a proper one-shot.
I can't think of any commentator who would agree with you. The quality of the video that you recorded, not downloaded, was mediocre at best, and the point of a one-shot is to show only one argument and segment and refute that one argument and segment. Michael's video qualifies as a one-shot because despite having several things to say, he only showed one segment of the video and stated that his points applied to that one segment while happening to also apply to your video as a whole. This was not a one-shot, because you showed several segments of his commentary. In fact, you showed his entire commentary. Just because his commentary was a one-shot does not mean your commentary on that one-shot is also a one-shot. It doesn't work that way.
This is exactly what happens when a man with your brain capacity tries to take on people who are superior than you in every way possible.
First off, nice grammar there. Refer back to what I said about proofreading your videos. Second of all, yeah, this is exactly what happens. This commentary of yours only proves that Michael is superior to you. He owned you in this video while you were trying to commentate on his commentary. He doesn't even need to make a second video to prove that you're wrong. You did that all on your own. Bravo, good sir.
The fact that I have destroyed you multiple times now should not come as a shock.
I believe that's Michael's line, sir.
You do have the IQ of a pubic lice after all.
Okay, I would have said that you stole my line, but I was just gonna make a reference to a certain movie by saying that your IQ seems to be less than your shoe size. Nice switch there. Going by your failed refutations, Michael only proved his point further, and he didn't say anything to you after that one shot aside from talking to you in the comments of your commentary. Being able to prove his point twice over with just one video, that's quite the accomplishment, so yes, he actually did do something.
Oh, and one last thing. You're redoing Kirby vs. Majin Buu again? Really, dude? I won't deny that the death battle had flaws in it, but seriously, man, it's been nearly a year since that fight was made. Just let it die already.
I'm redoing Kirby vs. Boo because on my former channel, Roaring Thunder Project, I made a Kirby vs. Boo video a week after Screw Attack made their version, and I feel like doing it again. Why? 'Cause I can.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Dude, are you that starved for death battle material? Just ask people for ideas, requests, or help. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Pardon me, but could you help a fellow American who's down on his luck?
Don't worry your pretty little head. First law of animation is, you can't fall if you don't look down. Avery's law.
Now let me know because that was very good.
Oops. You looked. Ciao, gatto.
Though you do risk something like that happening. You've been warned.
Okay, I have 4 things I'd like to say on not just this point, but the entire video as a whole, as I have a lot to say. First off, I won't deny Tyler's first commentary on TeenGohanFighter didn't have flaws. On the contrary, he has quite a bit to improve on should he continue to make commentaries. Having said that, if you are going to do commentaries on your channel, for the love of God, Manny, shorten your interjections. The first interjection took nearly 6 minutes before we get to the next point on Tyler's commentary. That is just insanity. Second, you show supposed interviews of Akira Toriyama to strengthen your points, which is all well and good, but do you want to know what would make it even better? Citing your sources in the description. When you don't do that, it makes everything you are saying kind of questionable. Third, I find it a bit funny that throughout this response commentary, you kept calling Tyler a DBZ-tard when one could turn that against you because in all of your death battles that involve DBZ characters, they always win. Oh, and your text in the opening where you claim to be in the logical corner reviewing the DBZ-tard's logic, yeah, that doesn't seem pretentious at all. Lastly, 4, I don't know how many times I have to say this to you since comments don't appear to work, and editing the entire ending of a death battle you yourself edited the ending of isn't getting through to you. For the love of God, download the video or videos you are using. There are many places where you can download YouTube videos in good quality for free. And the fact that you've been making videos for like, 10 months now? I'm sorry, but you have no excuse for recording videos off of your camera anymore. And it comes off as being incredibly lazy. Oh, and one last thing. You're redoing Kirby vs. Majin Buu again? Really, dude? I won't deny that the death battle had flaws in it, but seriously, man, it's been nearly a year since that fight was made. Just let it die already.
However, though I've already refuted Michael's points, there was one point that interested me. Michael complains about my video quality, and I refuted him by stating that my PC got fried and that my iPad apps don't work. One of my friends had asked me that why don't I just buy a new PC, and I simply replied that I can't afford one at the moment.
This excuse. Yeah, my video looks like shit, but it was because insert reason here. Here's the problem with that argument. Unless you have a contract stating you have to upload videos within a certain time or else your channel gets shit canned, you are not contractually obligated to upload videos to the internet if you are having issues. If you have problems with your PC, you can easily wait until those problems are resolved. Because by uploading videos with terrible quality like the one Schomer commentated on, you're effectively telling your audience that you don't care about the quality of your content, since if you did, you would have used better quality audio, and by that I mean not using a goddamn camera, or waited until your shit was fixed. And before anyone cries out, well, what about his death battles? Recorded with the camera, and the fight is just him using Mugen or some other fan-made fighting game. Yes, I can see the astronomical amount of effort put into that. Anyways, I'm done. I await the long-ass response. Oh, before anyone asks, no, I will not respond to that inevitable response, because I said my piece. Escalating it after that is pointless to me.
You know, I just want to rip down this disclaimer here. This video is rated M for mature 17+. I don't care. Breaking the rules. The government could go suck their ass while they hear a 15-year-old drink alcohol throughout the video. Now where's my can of whiskey? To ensure safety to Gale Force 3192 and I, there are no threats or harmful suggestions. That's some grade A grammar, rectums take pills. Of having the intent to inflict harm within this video. I don't know. Why don't I believe him?
You attacked relentlessly, without thought, and for that, you will be punished. You will be brought to your knees. You will feel emotions you didn't know existed. Absolute chaos will be unleashed upon you. Justice will be served on this day. I would advise you all to prepare yourselves, for this will not be pretty. And this will not be over quickly.
I knew it! Random toe place is gonna bring Gale Force to her knees and bring absolute chaos among her. Rape! How are you not seeing this? I can't wait for Rocky Tree's pinch to take that seriously. I'm so funny, am I right, guys? Sorry, I'm high on whiskey.
Okay, so a little late on this response. Gale Force's video has been posted up 2 weeks now. Right? So, in this video, before I get started, just want to say I've been getting a couple of comments, people saying I miss your death battles and da-da-da-da-da. And you know what? I've been missing them too. So, I'm going to just watch this video. I'm going to debunk the shit out of this video. And then I'll get back to my death battles. And if there's any other YouTuber out there who's made a video about me or whatever the hell, then you know what? I'll get to you some other time.
But I want you to fail debunking me now. Rustic toothpicks. By the way, may want to remember this intro for a layer point coming up in this video.
Hey guys, Gale Force here with... Wait, I forgot something.
Oh my god. Please tell me you're not that lazy. You're not even going to bother to show the fucking video. Ew, he doesn't have a video converter. He can still give a damn about actually showing the video. I guess I wasted writing all those degrees for nothing. Fuck! This act of laziness actually bites him in the ass in a bit. It may be minor, but trust me, it puts emphasis on how unprofessional this all is.
Aha, there we go. Hello, fans, friends, and fellow gusts of wind. It's Gale Force here with another commentary. To celebrate the change of pace from Pokemon-related videos, I've introduced a new avatar. Don't worry, I'm not retiring either of my other two avatars. I just wanted to add—
What were you adjusting over there specifically? You know, you can't take retakes so distractions like that don't make it onto the video. Are you even trying to be professional at this point?
More options to my avatar pool, so to speak. Before I start the commentary proper, I'd like to thank Michael Schomer for sharing this video with me.
You's a pussy-ass nigga who runs to other people to help fight your battles for your damn self.
Or he just didn't want to deal with you anymore out of annoyance, or he maybe wanted to raise publicity of your lackluster quality, or he just couldn't muster up enough material for the video. Ever thought of that? I'm pretty sure if Michael wanted to make a video off you, he would've. This is not some sort of playground battle with Michael standing up to some bully. This is the internet, which if you haven't known, works a lot more differently than real life.
What anime is that?
Anime? What anime? Is this anime, perhaps, shown in the video? See what I mean by unprofessional?
Oh yeah, look at my nigga Broly. What's the problem?
A 26-second long intro that consists solely of a clip from DBZ abridged with a don't—
Is this bitch—
Yeah, I know, I'm gonna get flack for doing the whole counter cliche, but this will be important for the point coming up.
Is this bitch really complaining about the fucking intro?
Normally, I would agree with you on this point if the intro was about 5 to 8 seconds long. But your intro is 26 seconds long. At that point, you better come up with an interesting, or at least quality intro, or else newcomers may get bored. Oh, and before you say something like, hey, maybe you can skip over the intro, let me just say that's not a good way to bring in traffic to your channel. The intro is supposed to drag people in, and to make that skip-worthy intro you got there means you're pretty much handicapping your own channel's growth.
Tyler's video, so you should have known that I was debunking his first claim in 3 consecutive parts.
6 minutes to debunk his first claim in 3 consecutive parts. That averages out to 2 minutes per part. You bet.
Is this bitch really complaining about the time? Can we get to the debate, please?
Alright, let's play a game of spot the biggest problem with this statement. Let's see, there's the point that you have no idea what commentaries are for. Commentaries are supposed to critique other people's videos so they can improve their content. It may be for debate at times, but most of the time, commentaries will have to judge your editing and your presentation. This way you can better improve those factors in the future. It may not seem like much to you, but trust me, those factors help keep the audience engaged. But what happens if your audience is not engaged, you ask? They change the video, that's what happens! Whining about the length and the intro are to help keep your audience watching the video. But that's not the biggest problem with this statement. The biggest problem with this statement is the mere fact that he mentioned this as a debate. See that bitch counter on the side there? Watch it go up and you'll see who's having the shitty debate here. If you want to do a debate, one of the basic fucking factors that should have been taught to you is to be polite and professional to your opposer. This isn't me talking, this is literally taught to you in high school debate class. One of the basic fucking factors, and you fucked it up. That's what's wrong with this statement. Also, I want you to remember the whole nitpicking the length of the video thing, as well as the argument about Gale Force complaining about the intro being pointless, for a little bite him in the ass later on in the video as well.
There's a reason many commentators do not make text-only commentaries anymore. If the audience wanted to read text, they'd probably just read the comment section. And hell,
Bro, like, I have a friend called Gogeta Super Saiyan God. Literally next to all his videos are just text. And guess what? He has more subscribers than you. He has more likes than you. He gets more views than you. So, like, this isn't even an argument at this point.
Don't you love that statement? The classic, he has more subscribers than you, so he's obviously better. Whoa, PewDiePie has 40 million subscribers. He must be the best YouTuber ever. What, he has more subscribers than anyone on this site? He's clearly better than everyone. Even you, Rare Toaster Pan. Subscribers do not equal quality! Also, in the parts I skipped, he called Gale a bitch 3 times, so...
I'm still waiting for, like, an argument. As far as I'm seeing right now, I'm just hearing your, like, whine, bitch, and complain. That's all I'm hearing from your mouth right now. Like, I'm waiting for an actual argument. I'm still waiting on the one-shot, which you said, like, 3 fucking minutes ago that apparently you were going to elaborate that why my video was not a one-shot. Yeah, as far as I'm seeing this shit, like, you're just complaining. Like, can we get to the actual argument, or, like, what? Like, if this is a roasting contest, I'll roast the hell out of you.
You fucking kidding, right?
oh, and another thing, you can't say this commentary of yours is a one-shot when this is the second point you're trying to refute.
Are you even seeing the problem with this? Watch the entire video before trying to disprove it, goddammit. Maybe this part was actually a segment for the next part. I don't know, it's still poorly executed either way. Especially when he says, I'm still waiting for you to do this, and then he does it, but he doesn't cut his audio off in any way. I have no idea what he was going through here. Moving on.
This is the point where you must facepalm yourself to the point where Mars explodes. She said my video was not a one-shot because I'm on my second point. According to Kayden, he states that a one-shot is where you only have 1 point to interject. Blaze also agreed with Kayden and Michael, and now Gale is trying to do the same thing. Here's the problem. According to your broken logic, Michael's video on me was not a one-shot, for in the beginning of his video, he even outright states that I have a lot to say. And not only that, he literally called out every single point by number and interjected each and every single one. If you don't believe me, here's proof.
Okay, I have 4 things I'd like to say on not just this point, but the... Okay, I have 4 things I'd like to say on not...
Oh my fucking god, this argument is so strawman, it's not even funny. Look at Kayden's comment again. What did he say? A one-shot means you only have 1 point to interject. To interject! Which means you can only interject 1 point from the original video. But you can make as many points as you want on it. You took that line so out of context that I want to facepalm myself until Mars explodes. Actually, I just want another glass of whiskey. Pour me up, bartender!
Also, phrase, one-shot, adjective, adjectives can be modified to change. If I can change this adjective to any conceivable way that I want to, a one-shot can literally be used in any given subject.
Your entire existence to strawman? Adjectives can't be modified, but adjectives can modify a noun. Adjective cannot modify an adjective. If I said this was a two-shot, one-shot, that would make no sense, wouldn't it? But even ignoring that, the commentary community does not identify one-shots by your definition. And it wouldn't matter because our definition is actually established. Yours is not. This is proof given how us commentators are agreeing with Kayden Marx and not you.
Okay then, I set links in the description below. Satisfied?
Yes, because we're actually able to read them now. Also, if you did that in your original video, Michael wouldn't have had to complain about that.
Your points were also impossible to read. G motherfucking G.
Response commentary, you kept calling Tyler a DBZ tard. One could turn that against you because in all of your death battles that involve DBZ characters, they always win.
DBZ characters have won. So far, I'm planning to do more battles that intrigue my viewers. However, the DBZ characters that have won their fights would prove to most likely be the victor, for I had discussed these topics with many fans on both sides.
Bitch, you read that so fucking wrong. DBZ characters have won. ... So far, comma. When there's a comma, that means you have to fucking pause. You just skip through it as if DBZ characters have won so far. Like I was just saying that just because. No, the comma indicates that there's a pause. Therefore, I am telling you that DBZ characters have won so far. Pause. Then continue reading. This would mean that DBZ characters will eventually lose, even though I have to say it in a fucked up way like that. Yeah, they will eventually lose. A lot.
Alright, so you know how I said to remember those first 2 points and then complaining how Gale Force is nitpicking over an intro and a video length? Well, now, here he is complaining about how a person read something. Like, bitch, are you for real complaining over how somebody read something? Seriously, I might as well just use your logic against you to the maximum capacity. Complaining how somebody read something wrong can be considered, by you, just as pointless as complaining over an intro and a video's length, due to them being under the same category. Presentation. Well, that's one less point you have to remember. Get ready for the next one coming in effect soon.
And I'm assuming you're Caucasian? Yeah.
Caucasian? What does that mean? Hang on, let me look it up. Seriously? Racism? You know what? Add another number to that bitch counter.
You'll have to excuse me if I doubt your claims of having discussed this with fans on both sides. Care to show us screen caps of these discussions?
Okay. I joined Facebook and Skype groups to debate. Ta-da! Ta-da! I can't show messages for 2 reasons. Reason 1 is that personal privacy. I'll need permissions from the debaters themselves. Reason 2, the damn comments got lost in the trend as people never get the hell offline. Not like you care or anything, right? Are you happy with your order, ma'am?
Let's just ignore the fact that he didn't show it in the original video, which still makes his argument invalid either way. Let's focus on the fact that he all of a sudden decided to switch to a random avatar, which makes absolutely no sense in the consistency of this video. Why did you do that? I think I know why. Because that's not even him. Why? For 2 reasons. 1, because he doesn't have that particular tick to his vocal patterns like Rare Torpedo Pokemon does. And 2, because he didn't call Gale Force a bitch.
Are you happy with your order, ma'am?
Ma'am? Ma'am? Oh no, we simply can't have that. That's polite. These are the conspiracies, people.
Proofread, how do you miss so many typos?
Typo errors? Nah. I knew exactly what I was typing. Have you ever heard of slang? Now have you ever heard of English slang? Have you ever heard that English slang is actually an entire language? Now, if you don't believe me that English slang is a language, I'll link some links in the description below to prove that it is a type of language. Bro, there is a video by Bugatti Bees explaining 20 ghetto translations. Go learn your shit. Now, somebody may make the argument, well, not everybody texts in English slang. Not everybody reads in English slang. Not everybody speaks in English slang. You're right, but not everybody speaks in American English, reads in American English, type in American English. So just because there's a group of people who do not understand the slang language, it does not mean that I had typo errors within my video. Complaining about typo errors in the language of slang would be the equivalent of me complaining about typo errors in the language of Spanish.
Now let's explain everything wrong with this. Arguing about English slang is not the same as arguing about Spanish, because English slang, in case you haven't heard, leaches immensely on the English language, which means that English slang is not its own different language, unlike Spanish. English slang is technically a sub-language for English, which means that, you guessed it, people are excused to say it's a typo because it's actually not its own fucking language, thank you very much. But even ignoring that, this text also said likey. Is that part of your little English slang there? Likey? Boy, am I glad I'm not that big on English slang.
What if someone comes across one of those videos and checks it out without having seen any of the others beforehand?
In the first video, DBZ Target's debunked. In the opening text, I outright stated that I'm debunking a YouTuber named Tyler U8 Gaming, who just recently changed his name to GameTix Codes. In Michael's video, he starts talking about DBZ-related topics, so I start refuting him. When it comes to Kayden, in that video, I said, what am I looking at? I don't know, Manny, what are you looking at? And then a comment pops up. That right there indicates that, oh shit, Manny's gonna read a fucking comment. And in Blaze's video, I was a part of Anonymous and told you what I was gonna do to a certain particular online user. And in this video, you already saw the introduction. How the hell can you be alienated by that?
Wow, I totally cannot believe how much you strawman that. Oh wait, yes I can.
Also, I have witnesses who would testify. However, why go that deep when I had debunked his claims?
It's called presenting proof. You can't just assume that your audience will automatically know what you're talking about in this case. Because what if someone comes across one of those videos and checks it out without having seen any of the others beforehand?
Do I even have to explain? She wasn't talking about not knowing what the video is in general. She was talking about putting in the points so people can actually know what you're talking about. You can't twist people's words like this. But you know what? I think I know why he did it. Because if he did leave those parts in, then it bite him in the ass. Hard! Here comes the other things I told you to remember. So, watching this intro again, I'm thinking, going, oh yeah, I guess it's a rant on Gale Force. But what's the history? What is this a rant on? I'm a newcomer here, Ratapa. How did this all happen? What are the degrees? These are the questions. If you did put it in your description, at no point in the video did you say it was in the description. And not everyone reads the description, so... Are you seeing the problem yet? Organize your fucking videos for God's sakes. Yes. Your fans will understand what you're going for here. But guess what? Newcomers won't! And you cherry-picked this little argument out so your ass would be prevented from a butt-whooping. Sir, I think I can speak for everyone when I say you're fucking pathetic! Okay, no more points for you guys to remember anymore. Happy now?
10 months now? I'm sorry, but you have no excuse for recording videos off of your camera anymore. And it comes off as being incredibly lazy.
My PC got fried and I tried downloading good quality vids through iPad apps, but I've gotten no luck.
First off, even with your PC getting fried, you got it working again, or you got a different PC that's obviously working.
What are you talking about? Right now, as you're watching me watching you, I'm using an iPad. So yeah, I don't have anything to download high quality videos on this iPad. There are iPad apps, but they don't fucking work. They lag out the ass.
Right? Fast Video Downloader, YTD, KeepVid, YouTubeDownloader.com, Clip Converter, Video Grabby,
all these damn video downloaders, yet with what PC?
On Google. Please, give me an excuse for that one. I'd love to hear what you come up with.
How is it an excuse for not being able to afford a fucking computer at the moment?
Oh my god, there are so many ways you can solve this! Like the obvious solution, getting a Patreon. Unless you don't have a PayPal account, in which case, get one. I did it, why can't you? There is literally no excuse for this. You have 1,800 fans. I'm pretty sure a good chunk will pay you enough to get an at least working computer if you get a Patreon. It just gets even worse when you consider he went on free points rambling about how he can't afford a computer.
And if the viewing audience had not noticed by now, none of my points made against Tyler's video were debunked nor refuted in any way.
Yes, your points were refuted. You didn't seem to back up your points at all.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god.
I really love how he doesn't back himself up here. Seems a little bit contradictory, huh?
And the point of a one-shot is to show only one argument and segment and refute that one argument and segment.
Yet that nigga brought up multiple arguments with multiple segments. This bitch is...
How do you miss a point this badly? Oh my fucking god, I'm getting drowned in whiskey.
What I learned in this video was she fails to understand what a one-shot is.
Look in a mirror.
She contradicts herself a lot.
Look in a fucking mirror.
She fails to understand that Michael's video was not a one-shot because it had literally more than 1 point that he numbered out his damn self.
So basically, the first problem you had with terrible explanation added to it.
That makes next to no sense. That video was hurting my head, like...
I don't think this guy can afford a mirror.
Anyways, I saw 60 plus likes on her video. Anybody with common sense would not have liked your video, let alone leave any type of good comment.
Oh, at least he doesn't strawman or contradict herself, unlike you!
But these niggas liking your videos because of your head and your tail, you coin ass bitch.
Somebody please buy him a mirror.
Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Bitch better have my fuck me. Nah, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, I'm counting those on the bitch counter too. Hang on, it's not over yet. There's still one more thing he says here.
Oh yeah, and one last thing. I did a little bit of background research on both Rhino and Gale, and comes to find out Rhino made a commentary towards Gale. Now, in this commentary, it was something about 50 Shades of Grey. I don't really care. But anyways, here was her response to that video.
Before I start, I want to apologize for my last commentary since it actually is pretty bad. I could have and should have delivered better, and Rhino's commentary raised some good points. You're a cool dude, Rhino. Keep on trucking.
Which tells me that she had absolutely no rebuttals for any of the points made against her video, and has accepted defeat. Thus being the case, I expect the exact same thing when you make your next commentary.
Maybe if you actually gave some legitimate points and weren't so impolite and adulterated throughout the entire video, maybe then. But for now, you keep missing our points that commentators are making, and your fans are still gonna eat it up. Inexcusable. Final thoughts, this is terrible. You strawman and contradicted, you had shitty points, and about you calling Gale Force a bitch 15 times in this video, let me say that as a person who will delightfully insult people when they deserve it, I at least insult them with something that makes sense, like calling Comment Jack an idiot. However, calling Gale Force a bitch was not needed because Gale Force was not acting like a horrible person. Unlike you! You may not see it, but using this insult made you come off as incredibly rude. Plus, your unprofessionalism throughout the entire video was insulting for any legit content creator, and the fact that you pretty much made a response video to everyone who dare criticize you makes you look like a screaming child trying to shut off our points and criticisms back up with facts and logic while wanting your Tickle Me Elmo back, rather than actually listening to the points and claims we make in our videos. I hope you just stay at 1,800 subscribers, because to see masses being exposed to your straw-manning, hypocritical shit would be absolutely terrible, considering how there's already a certain someone spreading bullshit on the internet.
Hello everyone, this is Bourg Productions here with a rant on Roaring Thunder Pursuit. For those of you who don't know, Roaring Thunder Pursuit is a user responsible for making death battle parodies and anime reviews. The reason why I'm ranting on this user is because RTP got himself in hot water with the commentary community. Make no mistake, I hate the good majority of the commentary community, but there are commentators out there that are worth their salt. Examples? GaleForce3192, Michael Schomer, who will be the secondary focus of the video, Blazin' Rants, and Kayden Marx. Allow me to give you individuals a backstory on how this incident occurred. A user named GameTixCodes made a video debunking the points from TeenGohanFighter, aka Gohan6425, over Superman vs. Goku. How is this relevant to RTP? GameTixCodes did not approve of RTP in the video. Surprise, surprise, this led to a quarrel with a few other users. Eventually, a user by the name of Michael Schomer made a one-shot commentary criticizing RTP over a video called DBZ Tards Debunked. Schomer pointed out that RTP interjected his points against GameTixCodes for too long. Another interesting point was that RTP did not download the videos in question regarding death battles involving Dragon Ball Z characters. How did RTP respond to this? The screen cap is a clear indication of what is to come. RTP... This leads to a major question. Why did you feel the need to make a supposed one-shot when Schomer clearly pointed out that you dragged on a point? In the rulebook of either commentating or ranting, you nutshell the points you want to address and then get to the next point. RTP's supposed one-shot commentary grabbed the attention of the commentary community and caused a lot of controversy. The video received backlash. As a result, one of my favorite users named GaleForce3192 did a commentary on RTP and pointed out the numerous flaws. First example. RTP did not properly screen cap the points he wanted to make against Michael Schomer. As a result, GaleForce3192 criticized RTP for making the text impossible to read. And how did RTP respond to GaleForce3192? Oh, this is going to piss me off showing you people this. First off, why did you feel the need to show your relatives in the video if it has nothing of substance? What were you trying to prove? Also, you cut off GaleForce3192 when she acknowledged Michael Schomer for presenting factual evidence to justify a commentary. Then you and your people said that Michael Schomer is a scaredy cat. Where do you get off doing that? How would you like it if a friend of yours gave you a shout out for presenting interesting material, then someone calls you a coward? Would you get upset? This is absolutely mind-boggling, ladies and gentlemen. Now to the reason why I decided to do this rant. RTP, just because you have over 1,700 subscribers does not give you the right to say something like this. First off, do you have proof that GaleForce3192 cried over slaying typos? If you don't have evidence, then why did you write that? Second of all, GaleForce3192 said that she couldn't read the text because of the way you screen capped the text in that video. How are we or anybody else supposed to know what you said when you failed to screen cap the text correctly? Oh, and how about you saying that GaleForce3192 needs to get laid and fast? Who the hell are you to tell her what she needs to do? Also, do you realize how sexist that remark is? Yeah, harp on me all you want for me being a hypocrite because of how sexist I am. But I would never ever say something like that, especially to female users that I admire. Here's another thought. When you tell someone like GaleForce3192 to get laid and fast, that can easily hurt her feelings. That can hurt any woman's feelings for that matter. RTP, I expect you to apologize to GaleForce3192 for that extreme remark. And I am not taking no for an answer, young man. Now to what Blazin' Rant said about you. Yes, folks, I have to talk about Blazin' Rant even though I'm afraid of her. RTP made a response video to Kayden Marx and it was met with backlash. RTP, why did you make a 5-minute response video over a comment? I've never seen anything like that in my 8 years on YouTube. I've seen a lot of stupid crap since I first started on August 2nd, 2007, but never anything like this. RTP, do not ever make a response video on a comment ever again. This is why replies in the comments section exists for a reason. Back on point. Blazin' Rant commentated on RTP's response video to Kayden Marx. What Blazin' Rant said in the video was that a one-shot is supposed to be a point or more in one interjection. How do you strawman Blazin' Rant's point on a one-shot commentary? Not even Joshua8428 and Mr. Flipper Invader 782 are this idiotic compared to you, RTP. If you were going to do a one-shot commentary, interject one point only and then end the video. It's that simple. Unfortunately, RTP responded to Blazin' Rant in a 31-minute video. Let me repeat that. A 31-minute response video. Really? Couldn't you have just nutshelled the video down to 5 minutes? That response video not only had no substance in refuting Blazin' Rant's point, but you also strawmanned what Blazin' Rant said. This is the big problem I have with you. The entire community is pointing out that you interjected multiple points on a video that you called a one-shot and then insulted the commentators with your crude remarks. Listen, RTP, if you can't handle criticism that is given to you, I suggest you take a break from the internet and regroup. Let the criticism sink into your head. Or you can take the easy way out, ignore them, and focus on making other types of videos. Don't throw fuel to the fire because you can get burned, brother. Oh, and I want to show the screen cap as an example of how immature RTP is. Bravo, RTP! Real classy. Wishing death on Michael Schomer over a legit criticism. You have no guts whatsoever. You could talk yourself blue until you alienate your fans for your actions. But you better slow your roll and grow up. Anyway, this is Bourg Productions with a rant on Roaring Thunder Pursuit. Thank you and good day.